infamy. Baked or broiled or lightly breaded, just the thought makes me lightheaded. There be a smarter sauce, in a bowl of tartar sauce. Face bucket, there I go.
Hold on there, Buster.
Villainous Beats. Villainous Beats.
In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black. Imagine that, a future that's super black. Long as your skin brown, your superpowers intact. What would your powers be? Just hope it ain't super whack. Spatial manipulation, create a portal that's black. Maybe just super speed, time travel to run it back. Or cheat manipulation to keep my spirit intact. As I encounter evils the world face, demons the world makes, I'm needed the world at stake. Rest in peace to Chadwick, they killed all the Black Panthers. Told us white lies, I still marvel at black answers. Suits in DC, pray it lead to a civil war. It ain't no Justice League, what's the need to be civil for? Propelled like the juggernaut, it's clear ain't no stopping this. The world in grave danger, who can stop the apocalypse? They killed all the heroes, the new ones don't really care. But if you need me, put your fist up in the air. Yeah, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black.
Hey, everybody, back again for another new episode and our new time. Thank you for tuning in. This is your man, Chris Fury, the man on the wall. Thank you for tuning in to Blurred's Eye View. We are back again. We got some great guests coming on today and some dope topics as we always do. But without further ado, let's get my second command in here. But before we do that, thank you for everybody who's tuning in. And if you're new here, show your love on the YouTube channel. You can also check us out on alwayspressrecord.com, APR TV. Shout out to Trey Lawson. So you can find us anywhere you find your Roku device or an Amazon Fire device and anywhere you listen to your podcast. But go show your love over there. Hit those subscribe button and that notification bell, and let's do this thing. Let's do this thing together. Let's have some fun together. But without further ado, let's get my second in command in here. Lady Mandalore, crisis averted?
Crisis. It hasn't even been 5 minutes. Yes, crisis averted. Hey, yo, Apple, I need y'all to tighten up.
Run the coins.
Y'all to tighten up, like for real. There's no. I'm gonna talk bad about y'all, and you don't want me to do that. I've got a long standing relationship with y'all. I got everything, okay, except for the AirPods. I ain't paying $150 for no AirPods, and I'm gonna wind up losing in about 2 weeks. Oh, so I need y'all to tighten up, okay? Okay. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, what's going on? It's Tuesday. It feels a little weird, but this is our new time, 8 o'clock, 8-ish. Yes. It's our new time because life. So but we have a lot of great news, some very special news during one of the breaks you'll be getting. So you want to stay tuned for that. But let's get to the crew. Our Gria the horror, Lainey. She's not muted.
None of us are muted. It's a new day.
Listen. I am.
But she's frozen. God damn it.
It's always one thing. It's got to be one thing. Hi, Lainey. So
she's gonna pop out.
Let us know how. Tell us how the future is. I hear things. They're not all good, but I hear things are happening in the future.
We'll bring her back in because she went from not being muted to being frozen. We'll bring her back in.
Yo, they are against us. They are against us. The uprising. It's the uprising of the machines.
John Connor told us y'all didn't listen. We'll bring her back in. With that,
I love you, Lane.
It's a cinematic assassin. What's going on?
Negro, I swear to God.
It's always something. It's always something.
Why?
What? Shall not be stripped away.
I swear he has nothing else to do.
Ibambe.
Move forward. Move forward. We move forward. That's what we do. It's not us. It's not us. It's AI. He says, it was mayhem. He says, that makes sense. We got our engineer in the building. Black Spark. He's just like, wait a minute.
No, we can't. We can't do this tonight. You got
hot.
I was gonna say, it was there. It was there. I was trying not to say
let it fly. You should have let it fly.
I was like, I kept looking at Will's mask. I just kept going,
Go ahead, let it fly. Just like what are we if we don't?
Yes. That's full committal right there. That is. That's like, you know what? That's full
speed. Like you've been saying, it's full speed or nothing. It's full speed or nothing. Is she back? You back? You back?
Hey, okay.
She's back. Okay.
Hey.
Hallelujah.
We doing well. We doing well.
Will has won and aimed in 5 minutes.
Yeah. We're waiting on his daughter to come in. She's like, "Where's mine?"
Are we gonna go Massa?
Spartan was gonna do it, but I don't know why he held back.
Y'all gotta commit, man. What's going on? Commit.
I'm loud. I'm
Let's go.
Hello. It's just us.
I could just turn it down. I'm good. Ooh, not LimeWire Laney. Oh,
LimeWire Laney.
LimeWire, my Wi-Fi. I can't even defend that shit. So it is what it is.
Looks like it's Laney's is one seance away from actually saying, "Are you happy now?"
Yo, seriously, I just like as soon as y'all was gonna say, I was about to say, "Don't say nothing." I said because my my hotspot wasn't working. Because I always here, I always go through my phone. I was like, "Don't say nothing." Now all of a sudden, yep.
You just want to cut up, just cut up.
Every time Lainey's Wi-Fi goes out, I need you to say, "Have I not given everything?"
Hello, Queen Jasmine. You know I hope everything is well for you down in Florida.
Queen Jasmine.
Jasmine is in his ass.
Hello.
Yeah. So we have our very own Navy Montel joining us.
This man done bust out the arm.
The power of Ra compels you. The wealth of Ra compels you. Thine face has been stolen. Oh my God, yo.
You have
what's
my
going
soul.
on, y'all? You know what's funny? Lainey, Kira, and myself were kind of like dressed a little bit for the occasion, and I was like, oh, okay.
We're 3 and 3 because we're all graphic tees, and you guys are.
Oh yeah,
y'all dressed up, and you all dressed up for happy hour. So
it's
I just came from work.
I just got off work. Don't do that to me, okay? Oh, and I gotta say this to Chris real quick. You know how you always find gems, but you don't expect it.
Yeah.
So I was in my box and I was doing my whatnot sale, and I almost sold this, and I'm so glad I stopped myself.
Oh,
Get out. Yeah,
Who dat?
you
better
I
keep
almost
that.
sold
yeah,
this.
hey, what made you almost think that? What?
Right.
I ain't gonna
War
lie.
Machine.
I was young. I needed the money. I'm just kidding.
Young, I need the money.
No, I totally forgot I had it. That is Iron Man number 282. That is the first full appearance of War Machine.
Oh.
This comic is pricey.
Number 12 on the most sought after comics list.
Yeah. You know what?
We got
a special.
I'll call you Rain Man. I'm gonna call you Rain Man from now on. That's it.
We got a special
Ooh,
guest in the building, a very own a rapper in the game. He's blurred like us.
Yeah.
SuperDuperKyle in the building.
Hey,
what's going on?
what up, fam? What up, yo? Welcome back home.
Hey, can I just say,
welcome home for the first time.
Everybody's fit is so incredible right now. I feel like entirely underdressed. I gotta go get some shit. And
Look, I'm rocking the Hellfire Club shirt. I'm good.
Right, let's go.
I'm good, man. You know what? Let me give you this first off.
Excellent. Black excellence everywhere.
Love having good people around here that's into the same stuff we are. That talks
Yo,
about.
Kyle, that shirt is banging, sir. That shirt is banging.
Let's
go.
That's dress code. What you talking about?
Thank y'all.
Oh man, we're going to be talking about Kyle's music, the influence that blurred culture has had on him, and some stuff he might be having working in the future. And we're also be talking about some dope cartoon evolutions, like the evolution of some dope cartoons. Evolution of cartoons that from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then some. And just like there's still some dope ones that may not even be on the list, but I had them locked in, and we'll talk about them later. But we just got a lot of them going on. Kyle, what's going on, man?
What up, y'all? Hey, it's good to be here. It's good to be surrounded by my tribe. You know what I'm saying? My people. I do, man. Look, all the interviews I'm normally used to doing is just be some person with like some shades on and just a big ass chain and just be like, yo, bro. So, you know, they talk to me about stuff I'm not interested in. So I'm very excited to be here with y'all today.
Nice.
You know, this is dope.
This is the effect
you guys are rescuing me from just the rap world for just a little
I don't know how many times I've heard that from other artists who said the same thing. It's like, why are these interviews the same raggedy ass
questions, man?
Why? We don't do that here.
No, we're about having fun, and as you see, we're about having fun and keeping it a relaxed state. And it's like, come on, everybody. So, how did you start in the game? No, like we don't.
Nah, bump that. What was his favorite cartoon?
Right,
growing up. That's what I want to know.
Hey, what's your go-to main?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got you on my main, but what are we maining though? Like a main in which game? And also my favorite cartoon growing up. I got you on both of those.
Start where you want to.
All right. So
floor is yours, my friend.
My main, if we're talking about Smash Bros, which I feel like that's maybe what we're getting at, you know, I would say depending on the stakes, right? Circumstances wise, like must I win? Like if I don't win, something bad is happening to people I love. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably going like Captain Falcon or or like maybe Ike or something. Like I gotta win, right? But just my whole life as a kid, everything like character I've always loved the most is definitely Fox. But when I'm picking Fox, it's like okay, I'm really gonna have to work for this right now, you know, because Fox is this big. So that's my main is Fox. That's who I like. And then my favorite cartoon growing up, that one.
It's a provoking question indeed.
Top five.
Be glad the topic isn't. Be glad the topic isn't cartoon intros and which ones was the most fire because way too many to name. Way too many.
Listen,
all right, well,
we'd be here all night.
I know. I would say my favorite cartoon. My bad. My favorite cartoon growing up is probably Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
He picked an anime. Let's go.
Very choice.
Yeah. And then if we're not talking anime, probably some like who's just been there? SpongeBob, he just been there the whole time. You know what I mean? He just been there with me. SpongeBob was there for me even when I was 18. He was like, it's time to move on, Kyle, but I'm here for you still.
He said, I'm here for you. He said, I'm here, but I'm here for you.
Yeah, probably SpongeBob, like non-anime.
Okay.
There are some out of controls. There's definitely some out of control moments. You're just like,
okay,
this is goofy, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, because SpongeBob was like
the writing before the first movie, them seasons, they actually slapped.
Yeah, they slapped. And SpongeBob, like, it was goofy as hell, but then some of it would be like
adult humor for real.
Yeah, adult humor, like funny. Like the episode where they catch Sandy in hibernation and she's like, I want to use this dirty Dan. And before he can even talk, he's like, oh, I'm dirty. And he just gets his whole head ripped off. Like that's really funny. Like,
or when they were taking care of that baby oyster.
Yeah. Yes. That show was hilarious too.
I got a lot of parent groups a little mad.
Yeah, I remember. I know.
Look, nowhere near as mad as what was going on with Ren and Stimpy. When you look back, you're just like, oh,
that's true.
Damn.
That's true.
That was a experiment.
It was.
Hey, I remember my grandma turned Ren and Stimpy off one time. We were in the living room watching it, and I never seen her do this. You know, I was so confused as to what was happening because it was just so out of the norm. You know, the norm is grandma's watching us. We're sitting in the living room and we're watching Ren and Stimpy or Cow and Chicken or whatever. Cow and Chicken was a little
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of a sudden the TV just went shoop. I turned around and it was my grandma with a remote looking as if she just did something good. You know, it was like a stern face that was like, ain't no way they're watching that. And I didn't really realize until way later in life, I was like, yo, nah, Ren and Stimpy, they were going a little hard. Like,
yeah.
You're just like, oh, the kids will love this. And I'm like, yo, how did y'all pull that one off?
Once you got past the Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy song, that was like, look, we got away with this.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, at least with Cow and Chicken, you had pork butts and taters. I mean, that was legendary right there. I mean, come on.
One of them was a carpet munchers too.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I missed that episode.
I forgot about that. Yo.
And again, parent groups lost their shit.
There's a moment. There are definitely some
and yet Powder Toast Man just skated under the radar.
Exactly.
Yep.
The butt cheeks. What are you talking?
Yo, man, he's admitting that the mask is a bit heavy. I have regrets. Oh no, you gotta have is commit now. You gotta commit.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna go to the
signed
news
up for this one,
and during
buddy.
the bumper, I was going, be normal.
Oh wait.
Oh no. You are the bumper, sir. You are the bumper.
I mean, I could be your Sora and join you with a mask too. Like
you are a joy boy right now. You are gear 5 for us, sir. You are our joy boy.
I'm playing the bumper at the commercial break, which will be after the news segment, which is right now. What you guys have been reading, but I'm really feeling this Black Panther. Well, I mean, of course, I'm a huge fan, but I'm really feeling Eve Ewing's run on Black Panther right now because it's very similar to the run where it was he was the most dangerous man alive when he took over Hell's Kitchen for a while. But he's more into the shadows, I guess is the best way to say it. You know, it's
like a
it's
mysterious
a great
avenger.
run.
They know he's there, but you know he's still defending his people, which I think is freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's the inclusion. Good Lord, the inclusion. I love what they're doing. The writing is very good. It's very good. The art is amazing. We're not in Wakanda. We're in Burnham T'Chaka, so it's like it's the city named after his father, but it's not the city that he's known it to be.
Right.
And it's just really well done.
I think that I haven't read it yet, so I apologize. However, I read oh gosh, she's
Come
gonna
on.
kill me. The backstory for the Dora Milaje.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in there. They're absolutely expanding on the world, and I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, it's
Good.
It's definitely
Karama,
something.
she wrote the hell out of that book, though.
Yeah, she did. Karama. Yeah. Oh God, that is.
She
I'm
wrote
sitting
the
there
hell out of
reading
that
it,
book, fam.
reading Karama Horn's the book of the Dora Milaje, the history of the Dora Milaje, and just reading it and just like, yo, I remember that I got that issue, and then finding out all this backstory, I'm like, oh my God,
all flashbacks.
I needed it. Yeah, I was like, it was good. It's just that good, and I was really impressed because I'm like, she's calling back stuff that other writers have done and including it. You know, even the little excerpts that's done by like Shiri or Okoye or any of them, and it's just, I'm like, this is really well done. This is really well done. So the past couple and of Black Panther have been pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel like they understand that there's a deeper world there. Like people actually want to see more of it.
Oh yeah.
And $1 billion movie might have helped that along. Who knows?
This is what happens when you have good writers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
What's
it's
up?
a step in the right direction. Ta-Nehisi Coates I think the previous one.
Yeah, he was
his run was really good. His run was really good. And now Eve Ewing has picked up the reins and she's doing a beautiful job so far. It's like issue 4. So she's doing a beautiful job so far, and it's just good stuff.
I'm sorry, you said issue 4?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, let me go.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's already in my pull box. You're snacking.
Right.
It's already in my pull box in my local store.
Right. Oh my God. So there's so much that I can say about Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were obviously robbed, and the directors even stated, please give us the movie. Mm-hmm. So the directors both said that the canceled movie was more like Burton's Batman than it was The Flash. Which
wait, what?
Wait a minute. Nah, y'all can
hold on. Let me ask Ted if he heard that. Did you hear that? Is that what you heard? He's not shaking his head.
Yeah.
Corey.
What's going on, Corey? Are we very much interested in seeing what was to be brought to the stage?
Not no more.
Not yet. I am.
I still only out of curiosity.
It's out of curiosity. It's out of curiosity. It really is. I mean, considering the fact that you had,
I'm just gonna say that
we're still in the what if phase of what if it was good.
That's an Elseworlds title right there.
The fact that they canceled that and gave us Black Adam and then turned around and gave us the Flash, and we're just like, what was this that y'all canceled that fared just as well? Because look, Black Adam, we know what it was. It's just what it is. It's another platform for The Rock to kind of be The Rock, you know. But if your testing audience was the same as Batgirls, it's just like, well, what the heck? What did we miss?
But they like them both.
Yes.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, you can one. Mm-hmm. I want to see what's in the arc.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Don't let that Capricorn out.
I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Honestly, I kind of feel like DC has gotten so much like either love or like complete disapproval of their movie projects. They probably should have gave it to us because what do they have to lose? Yeah. You know, either going to put it out and people are going to tear it apart like they've done with a lot of DC movies, or they'll be like, oh, that one was good. That one was good. You know, like still fighting for their superhero movie respect, but they have the platform to put out infinity of them. They might as well just put it out and see if everybody loved it.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just put it out there on HBO Max one day and just don't announce it. Just let people.
Yeah. Kyle is just voice. We've been saying this entire time. Just put it out there.
Put it out there.
You're not gonna lose anything. You did Green Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at Blue Beetle. Fantastic movie.
Yes, it was.
I'm still disappointed.
And yet, because I think it made like 170 million.
One, 155, unless it changed. I still have to.
I mean,
it might have changed.
The last one might have changed, but it's climbing.
It may have still gone up.
Yeah, and it's just like this was an opportunity. This was to make something great, and you.
I
think Blue Beetle was
Aquaman too. So strap in.
Speaking of which, have we had enough?
Not the actor. Sorry,
we've had enough Jason Momoa. How about that?
Oh,
we've had enough Jason Momoa. Okay.
No, wait.
That's kind of blasphemous.
I mean, he made Fast 10 fun for me. So I mean,
right?
I still want to have a Guinness with the guy.
Listen,
okay. Nothing against. You know what? Okay, hold on. Before everyone takes the rest of my hair off my head, let me explain. Because Kira got a razor talking about, boy, you got one more gear. Nothing wrong with Jason Momoa as the actor as himself. The man can perform. I mean, I saw a scene and I was blown away by his performance. But what they're doing with him with Aquaman, I feel like it's going to just pander and it's going to waste another character, which DC has done. They've wasted characters, just like they've had opportunities before to put a character up, and they wasted it. Right now, they're on track to do it right because Blue Beetle gave me hope once again that they're going to do it again. Flash, sorry. You should have put Grant Gustin in there instead of Ezra Miller. You would have had a whole nother product. While I enjoyed the movie, I still could not just get away from his face. It was like, Ezra, we know what the fuck you did. You're weird. Why are you here?
That's just a reverse Flash. You just didn't get past the fact he was the reverse Flash in real life.
He should have been. He should have been Thawne. He should have been Eobard Thawne. That way, you're weird. There we go. You go backwards. But
he was his very own reverse Flash.
So there's no wrong with Jason. It's just DC has always put that fear in me because now you decide you're coming out of your box to come out with these other characters. Justice Society should have been on the screen years ago. They've had a plethora, but you put the same 3 characters up all the time. 700 Batman movies, 2,000 Superman movies, 400 Wonder Woman movies. A blasphemy of a Justice League movie, and you're like, okay, trust us. No.
Yeah. It's the executives, though. That's why I'm so glad that Gunn is doing it the way he wants to do it. Now, granted, we're going to see a Superman Legacy movie, but all the characters he's bringing in have never been heard of. That's the difference in that.
And we know he has a very good track record of taking some very obscure characters and bringing them to the forefront.
Introduce them correctly, or you will see my villain arc story happen. That's all I gotta say.
Of course, wait, we haven't even gotten a good Wonder Woman movie.
No, that's not true. The first one was fire.
The first one was fire. The first one was okay, but Kyle, you like you got a hot scene about Wonder Woman, sir.
It's better than Justice League.
Man, you know what? I honestly feel like what DC did right with Wonder Woman is just casting the best person out of all the characters that they've casted. In Batman movies excluded because they just ace that majority of the time. Like I think, like for example, when I was watching what was the Justice League movie? There were so many action sequences happening where it was like, right?
Corey strikes again.
You know what I mean? Like, and then like her part came in, and every shot of it was so perfect for her one little beginning action sequence. I was like, oh, out of all the characters that are casted for their person, Gal Gadot, or is it Gal Gadot? I just want to say Gadot.
I always call it Gadot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is Wonder Woman. Which about casting somebody is so.
I mean, even her scene in her scene in Justice League, the bank scene that she does, even that's a really good scene.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about. That's the scene that I'm getting at, and I was like, oh, okay, so they crushed it with the casting of her. And I really liked the first Wonder Woman. I even liked the one with Pedro Pascal, if I'm saying this, I suck at saying names.
Yeah.
I kind of even like that one too, and I think the majority of the reason I like that one is because the lead was carrying, and that's what comes down to the person you cast. Everything else in that movie can be failing. If that lead is embodying that main character that well, you can get through that movie and be like, that was good because I paid attention solely to one person. Now, to have a perfect movie, I feel like everybody needs to be casted perfectly. They all have to crush it. The writing has to crush it the most. And the director obviously has to do a really good job. But in order to be like good movie, the most vital person is who's casted. Really so I feel like out of all the DC characters, Batman one excluded, the best casted one is her. So that's my take on Wonder Woman. I feel like they have more opportunities to give us good Wonder Woman movies because she is so much deep. I don't know who else we would pick to be Wonder Woman. If I thought about it now, like who else is like actually kind of like big like that and like big as in like tall. Like I feel like she could really just knock somebody out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like, even in BVS, Ben Affleck's run in the warehouse scene, like you said, great showing. It's a great showing, and here we are. We never got a film with just that character, which I feel like we were kind of robbed of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
because I think he had some stuff in the tank that he was really willing to let loose on.
There's a better Batman in. Shout out to Michael Keaton. You shall forever be my Batman. However, the Batman that they were going with Affleck. I think I would have preferred him.
Yeah,
for this type of Batman.
Because he was giving me he was giving me Dark Knight Returns. He was giving me like a little edgy, a little grittier. Like that scene, the warehouse scene, will forever be an Arkham Asylum game.
Oh, that was definitely a Frank Martin version of Batman. That was definitely an older, cruffier Batman. Yeah.
So I feel like we were definitely robbed.
So Chris, can I ask a question of everybody here? Because I'm really curious.
Yeah.
Okay. If I may, good sir. If I may.
No, go ahead.
Please continue, sir.
Why, thank you, dear lady. I greatly appreciate your endeavoring for this. Bravo.
That was weird.
I want everybody, if you can, pick a DC character that has not been on the screen.
Television movie.
Who would you want to portray that?
The big. You mean this big screen, right? Big screen
on the big screen. Yeah, TV doesn't count.
Okay.
Static.
TV doesn't count.
Damn it.
Okay, by who?
I'm going with Caleb McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I'm like, if you can get him before he starts sprouting a beard. Well,
they can make it look young. Don't even matter. Yeah. How much you paying me? Done. What do I got to do now?
But I would say Caleb McLaughlin for Static. Icon and Rocket. Let me think on those two.
Dennis Hale's Icon.
Yeah. You said who?
Dennis Hale, the All-State guys Icon.
Oh shit! Yes.
Oh yes, the president.
Yeah, exactly.
The president.
I mean, I can see him in Rocket. For some odd reason, I see Keke Palmer's Rocket.
No shade, but yes.
Okay. I mean, she did pretty decent in Nope, so I can see her doing it.
Just because her ability and her attitude, it just fits Rocket.
Especially after she did that rogue photo shoot.
Okay.
So yeah, I can. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really curious about what about everybody else because people are thinking. I know Lainey, she's chomping at the bit. I gotta hear this one.
Not really, because I am still getting to be a well-versed DC head. So
Chris took my first two. I was gonna say my backup would have been Hardware and the Red Hood.
Lainey, don't try so hard. It's okay.
No,
Marvel True, Marvel Ride or Die.
Oh, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I did the same thing. But I have seen like Zatanna, and I think old girl who actually played Catwoman in the last Batman. I think
yes.
Zoe Kravitz.
Thank you.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes.
She could play as Zatanna like really well.
Oh wow, that's excellent. Okay.
See?
Corey says Plastic Man.
I had no doubt.
And
I had no doubt at all.
I can actually see that. I can see Plastic Man being played by John Mulaney.
One of my favorite characters that's never been on the screen.
Mayhem, what about you?
Oh God!
Damn, is that the villain arc starting already?
Yep. All right, hear me out.
Oh God.
Lakeith Stanfield as the Question.
Yes.
Okay. No, don't let me hold you. Don't let me hold you. I'm letting you cook now.
I like that.
Bronze Tiger Michael J. White.
Okay.
He played him on Arrow. Why not?
I see Michael J. White as Mr. Terrific.
He's big. He's on the big side though. That's the thing.
He's like a bigger Mr. Terrific, but he's got the bill for it.
Yeah.
Oh, she can't do it.
Okay, I will throw one out there real quick, and I've been thinking about this one. Black Lightning, Mustafa Shakir.
Yeah. Okay.
He killed it as Jet Black on Cowboy Bebop. Every role that man plays is fire. Him as Jon Stewart would freaking nail it because he had that presence. You know, he could throw a barb out there. Yeah.
I'm good with that. Bushwhacker with lightning. I'm good with that.
That would be fire.
Okay.
That sounds sick.
Sorry.
What about you, Cal?
Man, you know what? I actually, to be honest, I'm not super well versed in DC characters like that. And when he first proposed the question, I definitely thought
you good with me.
Yeah, I definitely thought. I definitely immediately thought Static Shock, and the person I was thinking was bro that voices Miles Morales. I was like, that would work. But then you said Caleb McLaughlin, and I was like, okay, now that one's done. That one's done. That's fine. Only because I think it would be cool to have, like, honestly, in the world of like Black superheroes, and especially them being represented on screen, I kind of want like a young, optimistic, full of life one, you know, which is some of the other superheroes are awesome, but so much of their shit is rooted in revenge and like real stern people. Do you know what I mean? That's what's refreshing about the Miles Morales thing. And I feel like Static Shock would be the same shit. It would be funny, you know? It would be like heartwarming. It'd be charming. It'd be like easy.
Hey, Bama Blurred. Yeah, okay, Corey. Dead Man as Vin Diesel.
As Vin Diesel? It's
Nah.
about death and family?
Nah.
Now I'm gonna start to just go with these people because
Dead Man, I can see Vin Diesel playing Dead Man just because as long as he stays somber with it. It's like Riddick. It's like a Riddick version of it.
I see Vin Diesel as Metamorpho, you know, someone who is just a smart ass all the time.
John DiMaggio is Black Matt. Yes.
Can I?
Kira is really.
Yes, Kira.
Okay. Hi. Oh, perfect. And as my cat jumps up on the bed,
meow,
Vixen?
baby.
Jodie Turner-Smith.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Jodie Turner-Smith.
She does not get the flowers like she should.
She don't.
No.
Hey, I'm sorry. Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, Kira, you
Nico
get
Parker?
that high five right there, girl. You get that.
Interesting. Nico Parker is back. Okay, yeah.
I can see that.
You get that. Yes.
I honestly say give Ray Fisher another shot at Cyborg. That is not his fault.
No.
Yo, they should do a Teen Titans like movie.
I was just thinking the same thing just now.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, and maybe it's just me like not being as long with my like, you know, knowledge on DC, but like even just seeing him a part of the Justice League thing, I was like, this is cool, but I like this dynamic as on some like Teen Titan vibes, you know? Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, she did do Hit Girl. I mean,
yeah,
it could work.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. I see her as Star Girl.
I see her as Harley.
I can see that as Harley.
A young
She's Harley. Like she's not.
Definitely see that.
Makes
She
sense.
could kill that shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And she's older now.
I didn't think of that.
Easy.
I don't care what anybody says, but still Jensen Ackles is Red Hood.
He gotta be.
Oh yeah. No one's going to debate that.
He voiced the character, he cosplayed as the character, and it's like, dude, you could play an older Red Hood. Like, you could. Like,
yeah.
All it is Dean Winchester with a bigger chip on his shoulder. I mean, it's just
technically the older Red Hood is more of a sane Red Hood. He's not straight to the gun. He actually will give him a choice. He actually uses some logic.
Yeah, that's
so there's a couple. I think what
indeed.
Yeah, and I think what James Gunn is providing, and especially keeping it under wraps, number one, I trust him.
Mm-hmm.
We've said it before. Like, let this man cook. This is what it is. This is what he's doing. Let that man cook. Like, he's picking some people that you wouldn't expect, and that's good. You don't always need the hot name. Even the guy he picked for Superman, you put him next to Henry Cavill. I'm like, damn, he is like 20 pounds lighter. Like, it's and that's nothing. He just send him to the gym. Like, it's just like when they put the picture side by side, I'm like, damn, they do look alike.
Yep. That's something that Christopher Reeves gene that just seems to be passing along in different people. Just
I can't remember that kid's name that plays number 5 from the Umbrella Academy, but yeah, he was giving Damian Wayne vibes even on there.
Yeah,
such a smart ass, but I loved it.
Tyrese Gibson as Jimmy Olsen. What more do you want from me?
That audition of his will forever be a piece of history that we didn't think we needed.
For real.
Oh, every time I see a Coca-Cola can, I just start laughing.
Oh my god. That was so heavy.
Gosh.
That was so heavy. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to our guests. SuperDuperCyle. We're going to talk about some of his music, some of his love, and what has been influencing him. Not the same old stuff that everybody else is asking. We don't do that over here. We like to have fun. We like the audience to. If you got questions for Cal, please put them in the chat. We're gonna ask it. As long as it's nothing crazy and out of pocket and whatever. But we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
This just in.
Feeling groggy in the morning? Coffee just can't give you that pep in the step that you're looking for? Try Pop Starts for that great get up and go that adults need. Pop Starts has the vitamin and nutrients that only grown-ups can partake in, and with flavors such as tossed salad and scrambled eggs, and Jack Daniels and Bud Light flavors to start your day or end it. There's nothing better to wake up to unless you count that depressing cubicle job. Well, anyway, try Pop Starts today. Pop Starts is not part of the Kellogg's Corporation. Pop Starts could give you diarrhea. Pop Starts are not found in your local grocery store.
I was eating. What commercial? Commercial break. I'll give you a commercial. There's a goddamn celestial in the ocean and no one is talking about this. What even is that?
Spider-Man, a psychopath wielding powers he has no right to possess.
Jameson, not now. Is this a Thanos thug showing up on CBT? Did Jesus come back and get stuck halfway through? How does nobody have answers on this? It has been sitting here ignored and untouched for months like a Christmas tree. We might as well hang ornaments on it. Read all 600 pages of the Sokovia Accords. Everybody got their nose up in Wakanda business. But nobody has answers on this? I don't even need like an official news report. Send a single TikTok star with a ship. How is nobody investigating this? What the fuck?
on that piece of news, if you haven't been paying attention, you are now looking at the press corps team for Blurred Station and KDS Entertainment. That's right. We are now part of Blurred Station. You want to be there. BNN will be the Blurred News Network will be the new show that's coming soon. You don't want to mess around with us. I told you we are not here playing games.
Mm-hmm.
We about business over in these parts.
Let's go.
Oh my God! Yeah, this is Safari.
Nah, I don't have to clean up the office now. This is junk as a stage. Let's go.
I can pay for my steak and cocaine.
that musical is finally coming. The musical you've all been waiting for since Hamilton.
Hey, there it is. Oh man. We got stay tuned for that. So yes, we are a part of Blurred Station and KDS Entertainment. We are the press crew. We are also affiliates. More news is coming for the Blurred News Network. That is the new show that will be on Blurred Station. Go talk to your mama. Anyway.
No.
Oh man. So we got our special guest with us tonight, SuperDuperKyle, rapper extraordinaire, Blurred extraordinaire. Happy to be with us because this is what we do over in these parts.
And fashionista. Don't forget fashionista now. Is the man.
Fashionista. Trying to get drippy.
Get the classic Casio. Come on, bro.
My man is doing a little bit of everything, and everything is doing well with him. Obviously, the music, fantastic. Loving what you do.
Thank you.
Everybody's in the private already too. This is why I need them to set their hands.
You'd be like Super Chicken. You knew the job was dangerous.
Dangerous man, but jeez, yo, I know there's projects you can't speak about. We know that, but we know who they are with, of course. So we can't wait to see what you got coming up soon. But let's talk about you being influenced in your music. Who are your biggest influences, and what in the nerd space influences you?
That's a really good question. So music wise, yeah, come on. Music wise, I'm influenced by a lot of different things. I come from a pretty multicultural family, so I listened to a lot of different genres growing up. But I would say I really started to find myself around the time of like the Cudis and the Drakes and the Kanyes and that kind of like more music. Not, let's just say me and gangster music don't really do that well together. And I tried, for a really long time. Like growing up, my favorite rapper, this might shock y'all, but my favorite rapper of all time is like Jadakiss, right? So like, Nah, for real. Like I memorized all, like I love Jadakiss, and I always tried to make music following just the people I was influenced by. And I would release some of that stuff. And I was one of them kids that was trying to be famous when I was like 10, so I got all this music from like 10 till 16 trying to emulate this thing that just, upbringing wise was not the same, not from Yonkers. I never flip a pack. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where I would start. If I ever got my hands on a pack, I don't even know who I would give it to.
You feel me? Yu-Gi-Oh cards, maybe.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'll flip a pack of that all day. I was nice at Yu-Gi-Oh. But I gave that up too, because I remember one time I played this kid, and this was a hard fought battle, and we had everything on the line. Like we were playing for, what was I gonna take? I was gonna take like a Blue Eyes or something, and he was gonna take some other shit I had.
You just spoke language.
Oh, sorry.
Call me out like that.
You spoke his language. I'm just saying. You spoke.
No. No, you good. You good.
Yeah, you in good company. That's what I mean.
I play. So I understand. I play. Even now, I play. So let's go.
Yeah, and then I remember I won, and then I get a knock on the door like 5 minutes later, and it's him and his dad, and he's crying, and I have to give it back. And I was like, man.
Ain't no way.
No.
Had I known you was gonna mention Yugi, I would have grabbed that clip of him saying, "No, it should have been me."
Yeah, Yeah. So I mean, but like, yeah, music influence wise, that was my biggest thing. And then I think like kind of sort of my real like home and like of who I am is all based around the things I was into in video games and like Pokemon. I loved Pokemon. I loved Dragon Ball Z. I loved Yu Yu Hakusho. And I feel like how it kind of influenced my music is I realized being a hero was cool, right? Like I realized trying to quote unquote save the day was cool. And then I started getting into artists like K.i.D and people like that who their whole thing was about being this person who was there to help you. And then I remember I was around 16 or 17 when I decided like, nah, my rap name is SuperDuperKyle from now on. And my whole thing is going to be like trying to make music that kind of helps people. You know, I wanted to embody Goku in a rap song. And then I wanted to like also kind of when I started building my first projects, the soundtrack of them, I wanted it to all be samples of video games and nostalgic stuff that kind of reminded you of just optimism. And I think that's one of the things that I'm so lucky for like diving into just like nerd culture and like all of those things and never being ashamed of that. And you know, you turn 16, 17, that's when you start trying to hide the Pikachu dolls and whatnot. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You don't want anybody, you're trying to be cooler than normal. And instead, I kind of really embraced, no, Kyle, this is what is going to actually make you an individual. And by the way, everybody loves this. They just don't talk about it. You know, they try to rap about things that seem cooler. And the craziest switch happened when I started making songs about, you know, Pokemon or Zelda, where I started sampling all this Zelda stuff. Do not tell Nintendo. I realized, oh, I have fans now. Like I have people that care and they like me. And yeah. Oh, thank you for that. Yes, we did have the most sick XXL cipher. I will go ahead and state that I might have had the most fire one in the whole thing. So just put that out there. But yeah, I realized, okay, people are starting to actually listen to my songs and like them because they can feel the authenticity. And when you start like kind of really being yourself in art is when people gravitate towards it. So I always tell kids that want to be a rapper or want to like figure out what to do, they always come to me for advice and I'll be like, yo, best piece of advice I can give you is like rap about the things you genuinely like and like only you like, you know? And that's going to make you unique. And in reality, you're going to connect to real people because you're being honest. And yeah, like I wanted to create a world that I feel like doesn't exist in hip hop, which maybe used to back in the day. But since I've been a child, since I've been alive, really, like the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, it's been pretty bleak, dark, aggressive, and cold. Everybody wears black leather, you know? And I wanted to create a world that was like vibrant and colorful and could be a safe place for people to not think about how much they can hurt somebody that looks like them, but rather how, you know, fun and beautiful the world is. So I feel like that is really kind of where I got a lot of inspiration from the things I was into, like video games and, you know, and Pokemon or anime. Is just like these deep stories about trying to be a hero and trying to imagine. It's kind of escapism in a way, you know, like escapism into like a kind and more gentle world. That's action packed for sure. You know, I'm vanquishing the bad guys, but I'm approaching it more from a way of like the things that influenced me as a kid. I always tell people like me and my Xbox are just, that's my best friend in life. Like, you know, like when things were not lit at home, like I would turn on a Nintendo and just escape to a different world. And then I wanted my music to be that same thing that like those games and the cartoons and the stuff I grew up on were, like an escape to a different world, you know? Like forget about the guns, forget about how, you know, you don't got it and he does, and he's just telling you how much he got it, you know? Like try and think about like rainbows and sunshine and shit like that, you know? So I've really embraced that and wanted to build not only my look in like the music videos and the sounds and the samples and shit, but really who I am as an artist to these kids. You know, I never looked at Goku and thought, damn, he's gonna take my shorty, even though he probably could. He's never saying that. You know, like he's never saying that. And then so many of the idols that I had in rap music, that's all they told me is how much more money they had, how they would kill me really easily, and how like they're so much better than me and they're just gonna take my shorty. And I was like, well, this doesn't help me grow as a person at all. If anything, it makes me feel worse about myself. Until I hopefully just, I don't know, become infinitely paid. I never knew what the end goal was. And yeah, so I'm really blessed to have not been afraid to just like embrace being a nerd and embrace like things being sweet and gentle and positive and happy and like fun.
I think when you would describe yourself in that fashion, you are putting yourself in the realm, because we have some nerdcore artists that are friends of the show and family.
Yeah.
And you have people like Megaran, Vigatron, Crazy 8 the Great, Hieroglyphics, Mark Cooper. You know, a lot of these guys they talk about just what you're saying, things that have influenced them that's from the nerd scope. You know, whether it's gaming, whether it's cartoons, whether it's anime, you know, whether it's just role-playing decks. And it's something we don't get a lot of, and it's a fresh perspective, because not only are you talking about something positive and putting yourself in that world of escapism, you are steering so far left of this negative stuff that's actually out that doesn't make our groups look good, our people look good. It's just like, you know, there's some music out there by certain artists that they make music for the girls who got the crunchy part in the middle of their panties. I don't know what, you know, it's just
what?
Wow.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wait.
And we made it to this portion of the show.
Well,
roll with it.
You know what? I get what I like to maybe.
Please don't get what he's saying.
No,
he gets what I'm saying.
I was gonna say,
he gets it. All of y'all get it, and I know it.
Look, to translate, I think like in music or just in hip hop culture, and my mom used to tell me this thing that always used to like irk me, because when I was like, right when I started having this transition, like 16, like, nah, man, I was like so woke, right? Like, I'm super duper Kyle here to save the day. And I was talking to my mom about this all the time. And I was just like, no, Mom, all these people are rapping about is like terrible shit. And she's like, well, honey, you got to realize that, you know, everybody's influence isn't going to be the same as yours. And some of those people are being honest. They're really just addicted to Molly and just don't care about no one. And maybe that's what, you know what I mean? Like,
be spoken, yes.
Yeah, like that's them. And she was like, so they're not your competition or your enemy. If anything, you're lucky that, like, you know what I mean? You care about this shit. Like, you're lucky that, sorry for saying bad words. You're lucky that.
No, you're we don't care.
Your shit.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, she was
Did
like,
you hear the description I just gave? I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, say your shit. We grown up in here.
All right, cool. So she was like, you're lucky that you're influenced by like this shit, you know, and that you have that perspective where you want to like create this like, you know, safe, bubbly place. But, you know, at the end, and don't be mad if your song isn't as popular as, I don't know, the one where they just talking about, I mean, it's gotten more vicious, you know, so it's not even like this. It's not like I'm sitting here talking about like, yeah, I've changed music. No, I just have given a different lane for other people or kids that don't necessarily want to participate in songs about murdering each other. Maybe they want to listen to this, you know what I mean? And that's all I've done. I haven't changed that thing. I haven't like made that thing less cool or less popular or whatever. It's yeah, you know, sometimes that's just like life. Like some of those artists want to be that way and they just are that way. You know, maybe that's really their upbringing. And so she always put it in perspective of like, it's never, you having a different perspective is never a moment to be like holier than thou. It's just a moment to be like, hey, I am just on some different shit than y'all, you know? And So I like that about it though. And it's cool because also too, one thing I guess most rappers don't understand, if you're talking about sampling fire, insane music, nobody has a better run of composers making jams for stuff than like Nintendo or PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy-esque like games. You know what I mean? They had the gnarliest Japanese composers putting symphonies together for like Mega Man. And you
I was
can
gonna
go
say,
to-
yeah, Mega
you know,
Man,
so like
Mega Man, Sonic, you got
Oh
Chemical
my God.
Zone 2.1, and it's just like, why is that going so hard?
Why is it going so hard? It's because a top tier person, like top tier composer from Japan, was like, "I got you."
She's just like, I just want to stay here because the music is good. I don't want to even beat the board right now.
I'm gonna beat the board. Yeah, let's just stay on this level. Just let this shit loot.
So, oh my God, Lady Mandalore, you had something?
No, I'm about to say, you got it. You got it.
Let the ladies have the floor.
Okay, so have you ever heard of the new genre called Slaptual music?
Slaptual?
Yes.
Nah, but I'm about to write it down.
Like a safe word.
She said, "What the Barnes and Noble?"
It is Slaptual. It's basically there's a girl, I forget her name, Stuck in a Tree. That's the artist name. She's on Instagram. She's absolutely cool. It's all positivity, but she also does it in a manner where if you're coming at her sideways, she does it with a smile.
Yeah.
But that kind of music is what I think you might have inspired in other people too.
Wow. Slaptual, and her name is Stuck in a Tree.
Stuck in a Tree. Stuck dot in dot a dot tree.
Oh, I'm doing this. I'm absolutely
okay.
I'm absolutely
Apparently from the audience, they okay.
Right.
I got to check it out myself now.
It's good. I think you'll like it. You might like her music too. Have you also gotten to do any music? And I apologize if I missed this in your catalog.
No, it's good.
Been able to work with Kid Cudi yet?
You know what? So I've never really been able to work with Kid Cudi. I got the opportunity to pull up to the studio with him and go to like his crib and hear his music and whatnot. And he's always been mad cool to me when he's like, you know what I mean? He's always been supportive of me, but we've never actually gotten to make a record yet. And when I went to the studio, I was kind of like, yeah, this is my time. But then he was like so in the middle of like doing shit that I was kind of like, maybe it's my time. Maybe it's my time to listen. You know, like maybe it's my time to like, take notes. I wasn't just gonna be like, yeah, bro, load this beat up. We doing this right now, rain or shine. So, but no, I'm definitely excited to do it in the future. I know it'll eventually happen.
Okay.
So you have artists like you mentioned, Cudi, and then there's other artists, Charles Hamilton, Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, please do one with Lupe, please.
Yale professor Lupe Fiasco.
Yale professor.
Yes, of course, yes. But you know what? Kick
I might
got me
spend a couple
things.
weeks writing that verse, like
even early Fresh Prince, Fresh Prince, Will Smith. It was always about having fun. You know, and you could tell there was a moment where even Kid and Play, there was a moment where it was crossing over to like, oh, this is the corny music. I'm like, no, but is it? Is it
exactly?
Really?
You know what? Sorry, not to interrupt, but that's such a good point because also randomly when I was around 16, 17, I became the biggest Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff fan. And I watched so many videos and so many live shows. And so all of my shows have me and somebody doing choreo. And I fell in love with that era of like, not even just hip hop, but just culture, like late 80s, kind of New Jack Swing hip hop thing that was bright, vibrant, pro the people, pro fun, and pro being like about being happy. Yeah. Right? Like, Salt and Pepper, MC Light.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Even, you know what I mean? Like Queen Latifah, Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, Kid and Play, like and way more stuff. There was so much of that hip hop actually in its origin was like super bright, super funky, super like pro the people, right? And then like pro happiness. And then at the same time, the actual conditions that those people were just coming out of and were like emotionally not secure, but just like intact enough to be like, but we're so good, you can't hold us down, the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you had other kids in that same neighborhood in the same conditions that were like, nah, we're pissed off. We're thugged out and pissed off. And then, you know, and like people forget that. And it's almost like, they start saying like, oh no, but that's like the corny side of hip hop because it's the happy side of hip hop. And if you take a step back and breathe and look, like, not saying this is because I'm not a conspiracy theorist and none of that. I don't really dive into that. But if you can go ahead and label as black and happy is corny, right? That becomes a norm. Like that becomes a normal thing. Happy, smile, black, super corny.
And I like corny.
Right.
We're cooked. Then at that point, we are cooked. We have been like branded to be whack because we're happy. Like I don't know. Like
we're not allowed to be happy.
How dare you be happy? You should be hard right now.
Happy about it. If
you be selling drugs,
you happy. Like it's
right.
not like
it's
you're not real either. If you're not talking about that, you're not real either.
You're not real either. And it's like people at some point we forget that, like, you know, consumerism of like music, art, and culture will always be a thing. There will always be a human being that is deemed cool that gets shit sold off of them because they're cool or likable or whatever. That's always gonna be a thing. There will always be movie stars. There will always be like fashion influence. There's always gonna be people influencing people, right? You know, like talk show hosts, rappers, singers, dancers, movie stars, whatever. And you know, like, and it's not just us, right? Like there's rock music. Rock, that's to get you having fun, like for real. Rock music at some point was like all about like being like anti everything and being like, and then the people who weren't like that weren't selling as well, right? And it's like a pendulum, so it swings. And at some point, being like super hard and super gangster was the only thing deemed like cool and real and authentic. And I just like people to take a step back, look into that, and look about how well that would help anybody trying to oppress us.
Right.
And don't take it as coincidence. Don't take it as your own choice.
That part.
You know, don't take it as
clip that
your own thing. Remember
1
that
hour and 7 minutes in. Clip that.
These people are like they're selling this because it's a music business, it's a culture business, you know, it's a movie business. But just remember that the images and the things you're listening to are being directed by somebody. And if for whatever reason, being happy, being optimistic, and being like peaceful and whatnot, and being black would just be the ultimate lamest thing to do, understand how much of a disadvantage that would put you at mentally. And remember that is smoking people that look like you is all you want to sing about. Just remember how much of a disadvantage that would put you at. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying the evil day or trying to do this. Just saying take a second to just think about that. And hopefully that it's like you ain't Kyle don't gotta be your favorite rapper. You can be into some hard shit or whatever it is. Just try and make space for all things to exist, you know, equally. And don't just look at somebody that's like quote unquote a nerd as, oh, this whole shit is corny. Because at some point you're gonna be like a real adult and just want like a peaceful life with like some kids running around and like you still don't want to
go to sleep without some leave.
Like, you just don't want that. So that's one thing I've noticed. Like, you know, like that
this man's brought more bars than Beale Street. Let's go. Okay, come on now.
I mean, there's two situations in which I've seen artists come out their bag and just kind of show, like, I was on X the other day, and
I like how you do it now.
And somebody showed a clip of Living Legends, you know, rest in peace to K Slay, and it was Queen Latifah's part. You know, Queen Latifah has become a great actress in everything she's done, but you know, and they pulled her away. She did her thing, and I was reading all the comments, and the comments was like, man, it was either I didn't know she had it like that, or I thought she lost it. And I'm like, a lyricist does not lose their gift.
No,
especially if they had it in the beginning. Trust me, put them on the mic. Big Daddy Kane, all these cats.
That's always been the sign of true talent.
You don't understand.
It's like saying MC Light lost her flow. Come on now. MC Light was
no, they don't.
Out there.
They was like, no, that's.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
That's
said
that. Talking.
Yeah, like somebody said that about Will Smith, and it's an older clip, but they showed him in the studio, and he's from Philly.
Will Smith will body bag your favorite rapper.
Exactly. Like they get it twisted.
That's
like, he's not. He is a threat. They just don't put him in that box. He was like, all right, let me show you something. And it's like he is that guy. You know, he may not be in your top 10, but trust me, you don't want to sleep. You know, there's definitely cats out there. Like I mentioned, Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking about skateboarding and kick pushing and everything else. And people, the cats wasn't. There's a group that was really on that, and they looked like us. You know, and they just didn't have that box. And now here it is. It's like, no, this dude's he's that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Lupe.
Can we talk about the Eric B. and Rakims? Yeah, talk about the Eric B. Rakims and the Slick Ricks and the even Chubb Rock came out there with something. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that group of rappers back then, honestly, and it's like this with every like movement, right? Hip hop is definitely very revolutionary. It's not just it's protest music in a way, you know what I mean? And I think when you think about the group back then, like I feel like they just had so much a bigger like understanding of like I don't know, it just felt so much more like for the people type of thing, right? It felt woke, like in the coolest way. Like it felt like
it was conscious rap, right? It was conscious rap.
Yeah. And they actually like got together, all of them, right? Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, Eric B. Rakim, Queen Latifah, that whole group of people got together and boycotted the first 2 Grammys for not wanting to televise it, you know? And I just don't even see that as something we even have the possibility to do today. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not like we're this big revolutionary, like, movement of people trying to express ourselves and whatnot. You know, it seems a little.
I mean, like I was the same way, and I think after the Roots finally got their recognition and got their Grammy, and I'm like, and now I'm out. As long as I knew they was nominated and won, I walked away. I was just like, I only watched it to see them win, and I walked away. I never watched it because I didn't care, you know. So because I know the concept, and I know art form. That art form is just it's timeless. You know, here we are celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and it's there. Yeah. Like there's so much influence there, and it was like it's so far from the left of what society wants you to think. And it's like, no, you don't understand. They're like Will Smith. This dude can cuss. He can flow without cussing.
Yep.
Eric B. Rakim can flow without cussing.
Yep.
Big Daddy Kane created a certain art form of flow that they started to copy after he did it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Kool Moe Dee? Come on now. Can we talk about it? He may not have been.
Sorry.
My bad. No, he lost the camera.
To me, that's how hip hop was defined by storytelling, because that was one of the ways that we as Black folk could get above and beyond the so-called trends by telling stories. It wasn't about how much money you made and how many 304s you was slamming, kind of cars you drive. No, it was about life. It was about how you got through it. It's about encouraging others to move forward. And that was where just like Kyle, I'm a huge Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince fan, because that was music that I listened to when I was deployed overseas in Brazil, in South America, and other countries. And we're here, he's the DJ, I'm the rapper, and I'm just thrilled because it transcends borders and space and time, because you're like, Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince, replay that, and they played it, and it was the greatest thing in the world. No lie, because everybody's like, yo, where'd you get that from? It came from me. Let's go. What you got? What's good? Let's go.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Man.
I think people, oops, sorry. And I think people, nobody ever wants to say this, but everybody thinks that poets, especially now, are lame. All your favorite rappers are poets.
Yeah.
Every last one of them are poets. Whether it's
Kendrick is a whole poet.
Whether it's Jay, whether it's
J. Cole.
J. Cole. L2. Come on, let's go.
Let me tell you, Kara, when I used to teach English, I used to teach English when poetry through rap music.
Wow.
It's right there.
You know what I'm saying? Any of the type of way that you put poetry together, okay, like figurative language, all that other stuff, like I used to teach it through rap music.
Yeah. It's there. It's there. Like everybody, I don't care how hard your lyrics are or what kind of life you're portraying. If somebody calls you a poet, immediately you get about 10 degrees soft. 10 degrees softer than whatever it is.
Like,
so
I don't even know what 10 degrees soft.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You go from melted cheese to marshmallow. You do not want that life, okay?
No. If that makes me soft, I'd rather be Doughboy because I can listen to Black Star. Man, how can you listen to Mos Def and Tele Kweli like this? And vibe. I'm like, it's almost.
I love Mos Def. I still got to question him about ordering hot cocoa and fish for lunch.
That's insane.
I'm like,
leave that man alone. Okay, that's his dietary choice. We is not gonna talk about that.
I mean, the level of bubble guts that could have accumulated is beyond
crazy. That is a lot of protein. That's all I'm saying.
Now, my theory with that whole thing is those are the quickest things that will get her back to talking to him. Those are the quickest things on the menu to make. That's my theory.
This hot cocoa and fish. You gonna take off the cook and the waitress at the same time. And ordering fish at 7 a.m.
I'm gonna say this.
That's my guy though, Yasin Bey. That's my dude. I love it. I love it. I just
the hardest cats out here to talk about how hip hop is now. I got into a debate with one of them. He says, "Man, it ain't like it used to be. You know, it's hard now." I said, "You know what? No. Ask Jordan Lucas. He did a tribute to a cat that inspired him to get into hip hop, to become a rapper. He did a video. He did a song,
and messed around, and Will caught it, and
Will caught it, and did his remix, and destroyed it.
Yeah,
pay homage to where you get your inspiration, and stop acting like doing that is soft and being a little bitch. Because I'm sorry, if you think that, you need to be out of the game for real.
I always put it this way: there's 3 rappers you'll never hear get dissed. You'll never hear LL get dissed. You'll never hear MC Hammer get dissed, and you'll never hear Ice-T get dissed. And they have all those 3 rappers alone, you will never hear them get dissed, just out of pure respect.
Speaking of diss, look who shows up.
Into the chat.
Okay, leave me alone. Hi, everybody. Hey, Kyle. How you doing?
Get your shine, Far. Get your shine, brother.
All right, for nobody who got the reference I just made, I was doing his first 2 lines off his album "Light of Mine," which was my shit in college, by the way.
Let's go.
that whole album got me through my senior year, and is the reason I even have this.
Let's go.
As far as
thank you, bro.
As far as the street value in the job market, yeah.
Let's go.
No, man, we used to bump your shit in the locker room and in the clubs and like finals week all the time. So that whole album, man. Thank you.
No, thank you, bro. I appreciate you for slapping that and actually coming in with that reference. That was great. I definitely immediately caught that too. I was just gonna let you.
I was like, damn, did I miss it?
No, for me it went out for a second, so I didn't catch it. But yeah, you're fine. So before we move on, because tonight we're talking about the cartoons of evolution. Anybody else got questions?
I got one for one for Kyle.
Hit me.
If you woke up one day and you had superpowers, you had 3. Which 3 superpowers would you? What 3 superpowers would you like to have?
Well, the one is the most obvious, and it's like obviously so like basic, but it's on paper. No superpower you have will ever just touch this. I need to be able to fly. Period. Man. Right? Like I gotta fly. Cause even if somebody's like, "Oh, fly is so basic," it's like, okay, whatever. Like
I will be in Fiji tomorrow.
For real. I would say I want to be able to fly. I need see, I'm a little afraid to do ones like see the future and stuff. I don't want that. I don't want to see the future. I think if you want to turn invisible, there's a little questions to be asked about what your intentions are.
Fair. That's fair.
So not none of those. I'll say I want to be able to fly. I need super strength. Because like I just want to be able to handle any and all situations like super easily. Nothing's better in a movie than when like somebody's like, "Hey man, you gotta get out of here," yada yada. You know what I'm saying? They run up and they punch him in the chest, and their hand just hurts, and the dude stands there. Like, so probably that. And then last one. It negates my first one, but whatever. You know, flying is more just so I can do it, not to get to anywhere fast, but it's teleportation. Like,
okay, yeah.
You gotta be able to pull up anywhere in the world at once. Wham.
Oh, yeah. It's funny when you mention super strength. Before we go to commercial, it's two things when you mention the super strength, and I've seen it happen with two versions of Superman. One with Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, and with Tyler Hoechlin on Superman and Lois. Ooh. And it just so happened both of them happened in the diner. It was like the guy gets mad in Man of Steel. The guy gets mad like because he slaps the waitress on the butt, and Clark steps in and he gets stuff dumped on him. But the dude pushes him, but nothing happens. Obviously, you know. So the guy had a bit of a look on his face. But then in Superman and Lois, that same kind of thing happens because dude threatens Lois and the family. And Clark is like, yeah, I'm not with that shit. You know, he goes and confronts the dude, and the dude does this thing, pushes him, and realize, yeah, Clark ain't moved an inch. And then he like arm bars him and lays him down. He was like, I want you out of here in front of everybody. He was like, he displayed just enough to say, try me if you want to.
Yeah, so, try me if you want to, but I'm Superman.
See, teleportation. Now that's the ultimate pull up because you know you got one person gonna look and say, "I wish you pop up right now."
You know, and now that I mentioned it, Christopher Reeve did the same thing in a diner. It's something about Clark and diners. He just doesn't like dealing with people. Clark, stay out the diners. Just stay out the diners.
Stay out the diners, bro. You keep running into trouble over there.
Coffee. It'll be right there with Yasin Bey with the fresh
the diner coffee. That's what it is.
He's like, look,
oh my God.
My dinner.
So we're going to take it. It's the diner coffee. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back. We're talking about cartoons and the evolution of the cartoons. We got a couple on the list, what they've meant to us, and a couple of them got some really dope intros. We'll be right back.
Running low on energy, long days and even longer nights, tired of all the other energy drinks and bars promise you a lot and never delivering? Need to make it through work, but want a product that can keep up with your busy lifestyle? Want no longer? Try Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls. The balls that are so smooth and with a load of nutrients and vitamins to really get you up and bouncing off the walls. Made with all natural ingredients and healthy junk to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls are sold everywhere where you buy your junk. And now for those who want that extra kick in the butt, comes Chef's Heavy Duty Chocolate Salty Balls with 120% more caffeine than the leading brand. Disclaimer, this product has not been approved by the FDA or World Health Association. Warning, this product is not intended for consumption by children, elderly people, or women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. You might even get pregnant.
Yeah, let them come for us. We don't care.
Every time I see that commercial, I swear.
I got another.
What, you got nothing? You said you got nothing.
Safari said I can go higher.
As captain, you never know how close I'm playing it to the chest, and it's gonna land. Don't worry. I'm not Christy saying old salty balls.
Rest in peace, Chef.
So first off, this episode should be called Crusty Panties and Old Crusty Balls.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
What about Miss Nestle Crunch?
So
I think we should all just like black out our screens for a second for that shit.
No. Lainey's just like, what is happening right now? So let me take some of this off.
Come on, Will.
Will's like, look, the one time Will.
I was no.
Will said, I will endure to the end. I am no little bitch.
I will down this hill.
Oh my God.
I will down this hill.
So there's a couple cartoons that we've come up with over time that it always changes the game somewhere, right? Whether it's the intro, like and I'm gonna put this out there, the X-Men and the Transformers intros overseas are far superior than what we get. Now, I'm not taking away like the X-Men intro song, nothing, that's top tier, but the animation style is crisp.
Yeah.
And that was the 90s. And the Transformer was the 80s. Like, it's amazing when you
get
see
the anime style of animation. Yeah, it's gonna hit different. It's gonna hit harder because it's more conducive to storytelling, and the characters look genuine. They look genuine.
Right.
They look genuine. And one thing I noticed about 90s, sorry, my bad. I know I got a jet.
Oh, they're good. You good.
Oh, yeah. But I just want to drop this in there real quick to just participate in this part 2 real quick. But it's also been awesome kicking it and talking with y'all. Thank you. You know what I mean, for having me on. And
pleasure having you.
I wanted to say the animation style in the 90s, everything you just said is so accurate about it being more realistic and more like conducive and for storytelling. Also, the shadow work on everything animated in 1990 whatever till like 2008, 2003. The shadow work is so much crispier. Just go pay attention to that real quick. Just look at like a vintage anime or even a vintage cartoon and just peep the shadows on their face, peep the sun hitting the water, peep all of that and realize, oh no, this is much crazier because they were going in like fine artists drawing everything and just like everything was a painting, you know?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that. But also, thank you guys. Y'all were awesome. And
thank you for coming through. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you pulling up, man. For real.
Doors always open. When that project drops.
I'm back.
When talk about comes up, send us a trailer, something. We will all react to it.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna send y'all a trailer once we get everything figured out, and it could be like, okay, boom. You know, we can do this. I will definitely let y'all know.
Can I hold you to come back so we can talk about it? Because we're gonna gush about this. Jason, talking about shadow work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that part.
We were ready, and they were like, "No, can't talk about it." I'm like, "No."
Fire off that they're keeping in the chamber. So
keep it in the chamber. But thank y'all.
Oh, no problem. The door's always open. Let us know when you're ready.
Have a good night.
You too. Later.
See ya.
So when you say you have cartoons just like he said, like Transformers, which was the 80s. You can look at old anime movies and series and realize like they were in it. They were in their bag with a lot of these cartoons, and they still hold up. They take care in what they're doing. You have some of the cartoons. I'm bringing this one up. You have Visionaries is one.
That was one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie.
You have some with the Tom Selleck. You have some of these cartoons that are underdogs or not talked about enough, don't get enough flowers. Hell, there's even the ones that's further back before us. They held a certain level, like Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah,
the music they had for those type of cartoons was superior for that time. It was a lot of times you tuned in for the music.
Yes, you did.
Because it's like, no, they it's kind of hitting. It's kind of hitting like and I'm not going to be shamed. I will not be shamed. But there's cartoons like Jim and the Holograms.
There it is.
What was that
Lady
dance
with the
like you
deep
just
up,
did?
up on cue. There it is.
I'll put it in the chat right now.
A lot of these songs, a lot of these intros for these cartoons. Yeah.
No shame.
Looking at that, and I told it in the chat, and I said, no, I said, not gonna hold you, not gonna lie. My sister, when I was a kid, we would tell my sister, oh, we ain't got time to watch Jim. We just got done watching G.I. Joe. We gotta go. But sitting back and actually watching it, like even that intro, the animation intro, was intense. I'm like, damn, this looks really good. And then the song is really catchy. And you're like, even the Misfits had a catchy beat. I was just like, this makes no sense why a lot of these songs and the animation is holding up. And it does. You figure over time, and this is the 80s.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff, you're sitting back here, hey, why is this so good? But when you look at there's TMT.
Hey,
of course.
These brothers here.
The number one reason why Domino's is still around.
Thank you.
The number one. Argue with your mama. That is the number one reason why Domino's Pizza is still around.
They were giving out free pizza when that live action dropped. They were giving out free pizza, and we kept going out getting. They were slivers, but they was free, so we didn't care.
Just enough cheese to cover in. Just enough cheese.
It was part magical girl anime. It really was.
That
it really was.
It was early Sailor Moon if you think about it.
It was.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like Sailor Moon. It was just doing the same thing. Harlem Globetrotters. There were other cartoons that were
paying into. Yes, I was thinking about that last week. Yo.
Harlem Globetrotters and the Super Globetrotters, it was a fever dream because they had two different cartoons. And I swear, I used to watch the Super Globetrotters and think to myself, why is it the only one I think is the coolest one is Multiple Man? But the animation was just like, it was very cheesy. It was like just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy. Oh, I need to get up this building. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
And Chris, what's funny is the Super Globetrotters. They were the second iteration of a super team that came out years before that a lot of people think about, the Impossibles.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, that was man. You talk about a banging intro. Come on now.
And even this SWAT Cats.
Man.
Okay. I've been showing my age the whole time because everything y'all said I only found through either like a remake or a crossover.
I've never watched. I've never seen SWAT Cats. Not a
SWAT. You are missing out, my love.
SWAT Cats was like
missing out.
SWAT Cats was like
my last episodes in One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting a reboot. It is getting a reboot. It is because the intro was fire, animation was fire. It was just dope. It was two cats. They lived in the city. They posed as mechanics, right? But they were actually like this covert team. Like their whole auto body shop had a hidden jet, and this jet had all types of
in the middle of the city. A junkyard in the middle of the city that just turns into a runway and no one sees anything.
And then you hear nothing but guitar riffs the entire time. Nothing but guitar riff. I was like, okay, let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, that made me want to play. That made me want to learn music so much. From just realizing that came from a guitar, and just other cartoons that had guitar riffs. So it's like, okay, I gotta play.
That and all the early animes that couldn't afford the original score, so they just threw rock music in there.
Yes.
even songs that, like, even with Ed, and Eddie.
Eddie.
There was a time in Cartoon Network, and it's still times in Cartoon Network, but there was a time in Cartoon Network that just locked you in. See, Safari knows he's got Plank. So,
I knew he was going to do that. I knew it.
Like he doesn't stay too far.
Yeah, see, and so
he was with you at Dragon Con big time.
And you look at that animation, and if you take a very close look at that animation, even up close, let me pull it back up. Even up close, they're not exactly colored in the lines.
No,
to a degree.
No. The lines literally move.
Right, the lines literally, even the background, like they were just like, here's the building, just paint it all red. You know, like they're not paying a big attention to the back of it. You know, and yeah, you're exact. Yeah, you're right, Lady Mandalore. Voltron.
Mhm.
Voltron's another one.
And of course, she had to slide that in. Of course.
Never forget my mom throwing out all my Voltron toys.
There's so many of them.
Which Voltron? See, now I got to ask the question since you done brought it
The
up.
original. I had the original. The original was.
The original is my baby. I do like the new one. I do like it.
Yeah, Legendary Defender on Netflix was good.
Yeah,
I like all three of the original. Okay, let's keep it real.
I can't think of it. I can't think of one iteration of Scooby-Doo that I don't like.
I can.
The most modern one. The modern one. I'm sorry, I can't do the modern.
Wait, you talking about the one with Blue Falcon?
Yeah,
that's actually fun.
Not so much the movie, but there was a show they did around the same time, and it's not good at all.
Are you talking about 13 Ghosts?
Not that one. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Monster Island.
No, it's like fairly late. I want to say 2020 Scooby-Doo era show.
Are you the one they
was
was
like
also like doom buggies and racing and shit?
No, they all were like weird, like chibi forms of themselves, and they were like weirdly proportioned. It was the thing they did after Be Cool.
I did that one.
Yeah,
that one.
It's called Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Google it and. And I'm just gonna watch it.
No.
It was the new. It's what they. First off, they tried to launch it after Mystery Incorporated, which is like people died and got shot in the face. We're just gonna go back to this. Like Mystery Inc. was more violent than I gave it credit for, and then they gave it the 6 a.m. get it out of here treatment, and then they came up with that.
Oh, we don't talk about them.
I don't believe they trusted.
We don't talk about them.
But
I didn't even process that to memory.
Would you say
a pup named Scooby Doo?
That
theme song
has no business.
Yeah.
Yes.
No business.
Yes.
Scooby.
They went hard on the intro, but the outro, and I'm like, yo, whose church choir to go high to bring up?
That was the competition. That was the competition to be composer. Someone sat there and said, "Oh, the intro was good."
They used to get like real artists to do the music back. Anybody remember like when Cartoon Network had the Groovies section where they would get like real rappers to do Will.i.am and Dexter's Lab?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
MF Doom was part of that group.
A little bit low. I got a secret.
I didn't realize. I didn't know what Will.i.am was back then, but I knew the song.
Yeah.
Black Thought doing Afro. No, Black Thought did Samurai Jack. That was
So when you have a lot of those cartoons, even He-Man and She-Ra had a certain level. Granted, they used a lot of their same frames for certain things.
And the black friend.
There's always a black friend. There's always a black friend.
Hey, yo, who is Pirate Magneto right here?
Pirate Magneto.
Is the dude on the right the inspiration for Escanor from 7 Days?
I hope not, but you know what? I can see that.
I still haven't finished that show. I'm not going back to finish it.
He said Pirate Magneto, and
You know
now I
what?
need to
He
see the cosplay.
He probably would be the center pride before he found it.
I think that was what was that? Was that Funimation? No. I'm trying to think.
That was like USA.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the company. It was I can't think of that company.
Was it Hanna-Barbera? It wasn't Hanna-Barbera.
No, it wasn't Hanna-Barbera.
For She-Ra?
Yeah.
For She-Ra and He-Man, because it was the same one. He-Man and She-Ra had the same. They had the same animation company.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
They had to. I mean, I think so because they're like brother and sister and all that.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Funimation.
Yeah. So there was. Now this one.
Filmation, I think. Filmation was the animation coming from She-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Filmation.
A lot of these shows, even like I said, like even Voltron was just like the true introduction for me for anime.
Yes, and I didn't even know it at the time.
Yeah, this was the true introduction for anime. Like we just didn't know we were getting anime at that time. It was just like, here is something cool where you got 5 robot lions. Don't ask me why they're lions. And
we ask no questions.
For me, that's why I did not like oh my god, Power Rangers. Personally.
What?
Yes, I would be that person.
Silverhawks.
Yep, thank you, Silverhawks. Yes.
I was a Voltron person.
Yeah, same.
Your allegiance really went to who you saw first. It was either Power Rangers or Voltron, Pokemon, or Digimon.
I don't know because I was a fan of both. I was a fan of both.
I was a G-Force kid.
I thought Power Rangers was way too hokey for me.
I was like mad because what they did to Zach Caroline.
They had Zach breakdancing in the first episode. How could you not love it?
You messed up.
It may have been Power Rangers may have been hokey, but till this day, and rest in peace, Jason David Frank. To this day, that has been the most stressful week. And I've never beat the break. Came to town, stole your girl, whooped your ass, kicked y'all's ass out the Power Zord, and continue to whoop your ass on the mat, whooped your ass in the suit, just whoop, and then turn around and said, "Hey, I'm good now." And I'm taking your spot.
And you're gonna like it. I'm gonna work together.
That was a Nike Black Force energy where it's like, "Oh, we're saving the Zord." Nope. Just open the door. Surprise! I was like, no.
He pulled the black dynamite. I did that before I came in the room and just threw him out the door.
Wow.
It was just the whole thing when he came up. So, surprise! Like the door didn't have a lock.
Like, explain it to me. Like, how? Y'all gotta go down the whole tube or whatever the hell it is in order to. I know I'm mixing up my thing.
Why did he go? How did he get into
a whole thing?
Who gave him a lock? How he Jimmy the hatch to get inside?
But then that is Black Force energy. You got kicked out of your own Zord. At the same time, I'm like, this could have been a very dark episode, being killed by your own man.
And the Saber talked to him. He was like, "Yo, hey, we got to go, man." It was like, "Saber, come to me." All right, no problem. And it was just like,
how did he play a dagger through his mask?
Nobody asked questions.
That with no mouth hole,
look
like a flute.
Because
it sounded like a synthesizer.
As much as they were getting their asses handed to him, I don't think that was even on the table for discussion. Like, maybe Zach, but Zach was like, "Look, I knew I should have been hanging around all y'all. My mama told me not to be hanging around them old crazy
full on mask, synthesizer flute. Nobody asked questions.
They definitely let Kimberly cut his hair too.
Oh, not the bowl. You have a black man a bowl cut.
His hairline was just.
You said the horseshoe.
That hairline was 2009 LeBron James. Let's call it what it is. It was back then.
Yeah, it was a lesson for all the actors that came after.
Oh,
I got nothing. I got nothing.
So, even though and talk about looks deceiving you.
Hey, them my bitches. Hey.
Yo,
sugar and spice and everything nice and chemical X.
Thefts, grand larceny, jumping, breaking into a prison, beating up the prisoners, stolen identity. Let's see.
Fucking Mojo Jojo.
The Mojo Jojo racially motivated.
Numerous Mojo healing
counts of assault
after all that. You see his brain. You see his have a head fracture, brain poking out, and everything. Like, bruh, why are you still here?
I love it.
Just got
the closest I've seen to a Mojo Jojo beating was when dude tackled Dave Chappelle on stage.
That wasn't Mojo's beating. It was.
I just want to know, like, if you get stomped out by Busta Rhymes, do you hear flip mode in your head?
I'm not going. This is what hooked me to Power Program. Buttercup.
The most violent one.
Buttercup was for the shits, and I'm like, I like her. She ain't got time to play no games. She'll whoop some ass. Ask questions later.
She was raving with
Fuzzy
a smile.
Lumpkins.
She was raving with a smile.
When Fuzzy Lumpkins turned her hair into meat, she went the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
She had a drumstick for a braid, and she lost her shit. I said, "That'll do."
See, yep.
They also
she knows. She knows. I'm just like, don't worry, Buttercup got it. Don't worry, Buttercup got it.
That's when you know it's gonna be the end. It's like we went from sunny days to like tsunami that quick. It went like the dark tsunami.
Handle business. Rugrats. Shout out to Cree Summer.
Can I do my Angel?
Please.
No, do it while the thing is up.
Babies. Stupid babies. Stupid babies. What did you think was gonna happen?
I couldn't stand Angelica's ass. I'm like, would somebody get her in check?
No, she needed her ass whooped.
For real. Thank you. I'm about to say she needed her ass
whooped. Yeah. Where are my tapes?
Look, I'm gonna tell you now. That damn movie. When they were out in the woods when they were in the woods with Tommy was little with the baby brother, and he was sick. And he was sick and tired of his brother.
Get the nannies.
Yeah, monkey get the nannies. No, wait, hold on.
I was
monkey
like
get
6.
the
I didn't fully understand what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, with the flex.
Okay, well.
You know what? Hold up.
He's like, I'm putting it in. He's like, I'm putting it in.
Yeah, I didn't fully understand that scene as a child. I was like, he's just gonna dump it on his face, and then what?
He was leaving his brother to die.
Yeah, I need one of these shows like Robot Chicken to just go ahead and just full send on that, and just because there's other people with innocent child brains like mine who are like, we still don't get it.
Let's just stay there because my thing was, I mean, for Rugrats, if that wasn't the show for just lack of parenting, how are your kids pulling all this off and yet y'all don't see it?
Yeah, we joked with Cree about like, yeah, how come Susie didn't? The one person who spoke French, the black girl, didn't go, and I'm just like, you know what? Hang out with the white family who lost their children in the woods with circus monkeys probably a couple months ago. No thanks.
Right.
We'll be the family that doesn't make. We'll be the family that doesn't come back.
Ourselves.
I'm gonna take it back to two of them. One of them we know. This is so bad.
Ooh. Oh yes, Plastic Man.
So Plastic Man. This is the bad thing. His friend, aka Psychic, was a Samoan, and his name was
The Rock.
Hula Hula. It was Hula Hula.
Yup.
What? No, you Samoan. I thought he was Hawaiian.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
I thought he was Hawaiian too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said his name was Hulu?
No,
Hula Hula.
I vaguely remember this. I feel like I shouldn't, but I do.
But here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing about this particular trio. Okay, this was for the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is a comic book in from Batman from like I think the mid 2000s that dealt with him going to see Il O'Brien, and Il O'Brien came to see Batman. That's what he did. He came to see Batman. He says, "Hey, my ex-wife says there's something going on." He's like, with my kid, and he's like, I didn't even know you had a kid, you know. So like, of all things, he was just like, all right, so let's go figure this thing out because Plastic Man's having a problem with his kid. They really touched on the fact that the ex-wife was this girl in the cartoon, and his kid was out hanging out with the wrong kid, with the wrong group of kids and everything else. And Batman like in that issue, Batman tears in the eel and says, look, dude, you need to learn to be a father. He's want to talk. And
sorry, Batman said that?
Yeah, Batman said that.
Brave the Bold. Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny, and it's so funny because he says while they're doing their stakeout, he's like, which one is your kid? And Plastic Man says the one with the red hat on. And then they show the splash page, and his kid is a triceratops with a red baseball cap, and the kids are riding on top of him, tearing up shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why would you ask him which one was his kid? And then he tore. This is how much he tore in the Plastic Man. You need to take care of your kid. And why can't you change colors, but your son can? Like he let him have it.
Got a snap. He did kind of snap.
Let him have it.
Rightfully so.
Nerve.
He had the nerve. And then years later, he finds out he has a kid. So,
not by choice.
It really wasn't by choice. It really wasn't.
He didn't really get a say.
I almost said a huge ass spoiler just now.
It wasn't by choice.
Right.
Another one, Scatman Carruthers. If you knew him, he had that.
Oh, Kung Fu. Let's go.
That intro slap too.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. This Secret Squirrel and Two Stupid Dogs. I never had any idea what the clue was, any idea what was happening, but they had my attention.
A lot of them 60s and 70s cartoons.
They just came
that
up
shit was
with
insane.
stuff. They came up with stuff, and when you really look back, like Doombuggin and Jabberjaw, and it was always they banked off the whole Scooby-Doo era. Right, group of kids solving a crime. Let's give them a funny car, funny talking animal, Niner 49er. Let's give them a ghost of an old 49er from the 1800s. Somebody. Let's see how this works.
Yep.
You know,
I love Speed Buggy though. Speed Buggy's
another one.
So did anybody
That
see
was my boy.
that one was
the dog with the
Mighty Man and Yuck Yuck.
Yeah.
Yep. Mighty Man. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Sorry, what?
Yuck Yuck. Yeah.
So
Yuck.
there was a guy. His name was Mighty Man, which happens when he turns into his superhero self. He actually shrinks down, but he's strong.
Oh,
his dog. He had this big dog that they called Yuck Yuck. But the dog, you've never seen his face because he had this whole the dog house on his head.
Yep.
And the idea was this dog was so ugly that he would stop crime in its tracks, no matter what you're doing, because you would be so freaked out by the way this dog. You never got to see this dog's face.
Yep.
Every villain had the same look when they saw him.
Yep.
Mighty Man and Yuck. Yep. Oh my gosh.
So core memory unlocked. Does anybody remember when Jabberjaw kind of distracted Scooby-Doo?
Oh, they stayed this.
Yeah,
they stayed this. As a matter of fact,
they had their own song.
They stayed this. Blue Falcon and Dynamite.
I remember that.
I'm like, how do you have a cyborg dog, but he's clumsy as hell? I don't understand.
All the Hanna-Barbera.
How about Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch?
Jesus.
Wait, say it again.
How about Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch? Let's go.
Yeah, Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch.
I didn't know that.
All the Hanna-Barberas that really came full circle.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is
came full circle in the early 2000s when they had the CN City stuff, and they used to do the bumpers of all the cartoons interacting. It was like the Jetsons and the Flintstones arguing over a parking space.
Yeah. So now, and that's that. Now we're talking. Disney had this thing locked in for quite a while. Kim Possible. Kim Possible was, and here's the thing: intro slapped.
The live action didn't happen.
Yeah, nobody saw
Who would you?
I think they were experimenting. They had to be because around that time,
CGI team definitely was.
Because around that time they did Nickelodeon did Fairly Odd Parents, which that's on the list. Another slap. Shout out to Mark Cooper because he actually did an album called Saturday Morning Cartoons, and he does a remix of Fairly Odd Parents, and it's just dope as hell. I'll play it for y'all later after the show.
I can honestly confess that I have not watched a single episode
of Fairly Odd Parents.
No, I can honestly I've not watched a single episode of Kim Possible ever in my life, ever.
Oh, high five!
It's actually not bad.
It's not. It's really.
There's actually a beginning, middle, and ending.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the few shows Disney graced. It's one of the few shows Disney graced past that like 60 episode rule, and then after they got their final season, it was like, all right, wrap it up. You got a show on Nickelodeon. You were just gone because like Jimmy Neutron just stopped coming on one day. We got like they used to do. Nickelodeon does great with crossovers, and then it's just like, all right, get the fuck out of here. Like, Hey Arnold got a movie.
They'll do a crossover and they'll do the movie, and then it dies down.
Yeah,
they've had some comebacks. Hey Arnold,
SpongeBob has lasted forever.
Well, SpongeBob is just a moneymaker. Let's just call it what it is. They're holding on main there. He's like the Family Guy of Nickelodeon.
Basically.
Okay. Yeah.
SpongeBob has like 4 other shows right now that don't make a lick of sense in the continuity, but they work.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's SpongeBob, there's the Patrick Star Show, and then there's like Camp Coral, which makes sense.
Yeah, all
I
the
didn't know about
SpongeBob.
Camp Coral. I knew about Patrick Star. I didn't. Yeah.
So now we're hitting the 90s area. And if we're already in the 90s area, but there were certain levels. Disney had their television network on lock.
Chokehold on every child across the country, if not the
dropped
globe.
up early in the morning for school. You were watching ABC and whatever movie had a show.
If it wasn't early in the morning, it was in the afternoon, and if it wasn't in the afternoon, it was the weekend, and you got hit by something somewhere.
Caught you.
That week, during the week, like I said, during the week, afternoons,
man,
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Anyone remember
They need to make this. I don't understand why they're not doing it. I don't understand.
Gargoyles.
We don't want them to ruin it.
Gargoyles had people locked.
Yep.
One, they had a dope voice cast. Keith David, Sally Richardson. They had a dope voice cast. And they were in a bag because there was an episode where one of them grabs a gun because he's watching, I think, police procedures or something, and he grabs Eliza's gun and accidentally shoots her. And I was like, did they actually show that?
Gargoyles was a real anime we needed.
Yeah,
they were shooting people. They technically like massacred all the gargoyle babies. Somebody was there was the one dude hunting the Illuminati every episode.
Xanatos was. I'm like, if I ever seen 2 villains just sit down and have a dinner, it would be Lex Luthor and Xanatos. Because I'm like, y'all on the same wavelength right now. Like
they be too busy trying to one up each other.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
It's nothing like Lex and Joker sitting down and watching Harley and Mercy fighting in the background. It's nothing like that. Which is still funny as hell. But watching Xanatos every week just try to get one up everything. He was like, I want secrets. And I'm like, dude, to what end? You will not stop to destroy these people. Like, and wanted the power, and they really dived into the whole magic realm of everything. They did not hold back. They really got into it.
Yeah,
I want to watch it again. You just make me want to watch it again.
It's just it's a good series. It's really good series.
Good
The music, the score. Jesus Christ, the score.
The score was really on the Star Wars level. It's like, how do we make this sound completely?
Gargoyles, and the Mighty Ducks cartoon both kind of went in.
Yeah.
DuckTales.
Thank you. Tailspin.
Tailspin.
I was about to say Tailspin.
I kind of, if you get a chance, I recommend the new DuckTales because it is basically that entire Disney afternoon like put into one universe, and you can
they had a great voice cast too.
And then Disney hit
David Tennant is Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, David Tennant plays Scrooge McDuck. Yeah.
He plays Scrooge McDuck.
What, today or the old one?
Today.
The modern one.
Today.
David Tennant plays Uncle Scrooge.
I'm blanking on the name. Who was it that who did we just pass? Who just passed from Destiny again?
Oh, Lance Reddick.
Lance Reddick.
Yeah, Lance Reddick. Lance Reddick is the bad guy in all of season 2, and he does it so well.
Yes.
Wow.
Look, like, I'm tired of being the last one to find out.
You know what it is? They actually make it like more. They actually make it more relatable. Like when he's talks about awful.
I'm gonna read off. I'm gonna read off the cast.
Danny cameo as Goliath too.
Danny Putty was Huey. David Tennant was Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge. Ben Schwartz was Dewey. Bobby Moynihan was Louie. Lin-Manuel Miranda was Fitting Crackshell.
they got money.
Yeah, back then it was
no, they ain't got money because Disney. Oh, listen,
they put money into it, but not a whole
money.
Back then it was Launchpad. Don Cheadle was on the show. Jim Cummings.
Oh yeah,
Don Cheadle was on there.
Paul Tompkins.
Wait, who's on that?
Don Cheadle, Jim Cummings, who you know for doing the voice of Winnie Pooh. Paul F. Tompkins, he's a comedian. Julie Bowen, she's the mom from Modern Family.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else did they have on here? Catherine Tate, which is funny because David Tennant and Catherine Tate, if you watch Dr. She was
Dr. Donna.
Yeah,
she was Donna, yeah.
Greg Sipes.
Donna Doctor,
if you know Beast Boy, you know Greg Sipes. Lance Reddick was Lenars. Giancarlo Esposito was on this cast.
Hey, stop. Ready? Relax. All right.
Started with that.
All right.
Jaleel White. It's like they had Michael
they do a good job. It's a very
they did a great job for that series.
Daddy's keeping money from mommy because I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. Like just when they announced that when they announced that show and I seen the cast and I'm like, yo, this should be good. And when they said David Tennant was Uncle Scrooge, and I'm like, I'm sold. Fuck it, I'm sold.
Yeah, that could okay.
The show actually does a good job of just hitting you in the feels all the time too.
And it answers you some questions because if you always wondered what happened with Donald and his sister, they talk about it.
I did not know he had a sister.
Yeah, because the boys are his nephews. It's just like where's their mom? And they talk about it.
Yeah.
They even explain why Donald is so damn angry.
And it ain't Daisy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and it ain't Daisy either. Okay.
Right.
I did not expect
I will say season 3, you can definitely tell Disney was hitting them with the 60 episodes, wrap it up, because they went from like being smooth to just like, all right, how many references can we throw in here? Here's gargoyles, here's Tailspin, here's here's Rescue Rangers.
It's a great show. It really is.
They set up for a Darkwing Duck spinoff that we've been teased and just aren't getting for right now.
We'll never get it.
Fucking Darkwing episodes that they had for DuckTales.
Well, I think it's done because when they tease the Rescue Rangers movie, underneath it is a script for Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
So that's just in a vault somewhere.
I'm like, you're sitting on gold. I'm telling you.
Mayhem.
There's another.
Why?
There was another cartoon that was a dark horse that a lot of people tend to forget until you mention the name. Pirates of Dark Water.
Pirates.
That's another one.
Remember that?
Yes.
Pirates of Dark Water, Exit Storm.
Wow.
Reboot.
Oh, yes.
Recess.
Yep.
Reboot.
That's what ABC was like. We could do this too. ABC was like, yeah, we could do this too. We could do this too.
Lady Mandalore, what do you say we do? Yeah. Why don't we do the cast of Recess? And you be Spinelli and I'll be TJ.
I need Vince to have a new hairstyle every season. No more.
I'll do the things off to the side. I'll do it for you. I got you.
Oh my god!
One time or next year?
I'd say let's try it for next year.
I mean, it is Summer Madness. I mean, why not?
Martin is Mikey.
I might have to find me a thin green jacket. Just
I was gonna say King of the Hill, but that works.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Disney they have a way of getting the chokehold on you, just real fast.
Anybody remember some of the crossovers they've had, like Aladdin and Hercules? Technically, are taking place in the same world.
Yeah.
There's a whole crossover. Look up Aladdin and the Arabian Night. It's an actual episode.
Just different continents.
The Recess kids came out of retirement to go to Lilo and Stitch for some damn reason.
Yeah. They really they were really in their bag. Now you want to talk about somebody who was really in their bag and they really opened up the world.
Man,
I was about to mention this too.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping my adventures with Superman is to whatever that universe that Batman was to that.
Because I'm liking what they're doing.
Yeah, it can lead up to Wolf's Finest.
My adventures of Superman, and I've said in the chat, my adventures of Superman has taken liberties, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of other stuff right out the way really quick. They're just like,
you see how fast Black Lois figured all that shit out? 5 episodes.
Okay. The fact that Jimmy Olsen was like, oh yeah, I've known for the whole year. What?
I mean,
his friends, they nosy, but they don't snitch.
And he's rich now. He was casual as hell about
Jimmy
it. Jimmy
was a friend, but he was no fool. Oh yeah, I made a couple $1 million. I'm totally rich now. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I'm like, you just gonna drop the bomb while eating dinner? Like it ain't. I'm like, dude, okay, whatever. And now we're in these modern cartoons, shows like my Adventures with Superman. He's really good. Another one that's really good. Where's it at? Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
I got
also a good one.
I caught like random episodes on TV, and I like it.
Once again, great voice cast.
Love it.
Great voice cast.
And the story. If there's a story, it's a solid story.
It's such a story. Oh, the story between her and her grandmother. Oh my God. It's so good.
I gotta go back and finish it. I haven't finished it yet, but
what is the African one we were all supposed to check out on Disney?
Kimi. I can never pronounce it.
I seen Super Several on the other one, but I know I can't pronounce that one.
Is it Kiali?
Something.
I want to say that's close. Has anybody got through it yet?
I watched it. Kira's about the close pronunciation to it, but I watched it on Disney Plus. It was good.
So here's the voice cast for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Diamond White. If you watch Medea, Boo's Halloween, and Boo Halloween 2, she plays the daughter of Tyler Perry on that show. She's the daughter. Lawrence Fishburne is the grandfather. Alfreda Woodard is the grandmother. Shashir Zamita, who was a cast member on Saturday Night Live, is the mother of Moon Girl. You know, this is a great cast.
Yeah,
this is a great fucking cast. And
Kazaki,
that's it.
There we go.
Kobe's Maria Hill's in this because it's Marvel. Maria Hill, so Kobe Smulders comes back. Gary Anthony Williams is on the show. So it's
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus all day.
No relation.
No relation.
No relation.
So
Chris, you did that way too good.
Hey, voices over.
Y'all had to see the dude with the full Uncle Ruckus
voices over.
Dude with the eyeball.
Just a nice supposed to have around.
Mix is in the building.
Dream time.
What up?
Mix.
I never could get with Trump, but I would always support the white man.
That's right.
So yeah,
right.
They definitely have, and that's something else that I've noticed a lot with this eras of cartoons. The voice cast they get is people we don't look at. Invincible. That's that first season. That's the entire cast from The Walking Dead, damn near.
Pretty much.
Season 2, they're coming in heavy.
Oh my God.
Yo.
Whenever it hits.
Next, is it November?
November.
Yeah.
It's Indian from having zero production to being ready very, very fast, which makes me think they were working in the lab. They were just waiting for a green light.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Why Amazon didn't automatically renew that, I don't understand, but
come on, Jim B and the boys. That's all I need right now.
Oh Lord. To piggyback off of
because Amazon's looking towards 8 billion genies right now. Yeah. That's their next.
Maybe. I just know that they got put in one IGN article, and there was somebody was like, "Shit, we forgot to tell them." Go ahead.
Right.
Pretty much.
To piggyback off of Batman animated series, I can't not mention Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
Yes,
because
you know what it is. I missed the whole Star-Crossed event that ended Justice League, and I didn't when Unlimited started, and we just transitioned to. I was like, all right, Green Lantern got hoes. I didn't realize. Not only did you get your girl taken, but she had to make you sideman in front of her main dude. Just
pretty much.
And then when they're counseling him in the hallway, it's like, it's okay, we'll get through this. It's like, it's an alien invasion. No, that thing was Shira. And even Batman is like, these things happen.
Yeah, Justice League Unlimited, and that started a train of DC animated films that really started knocking it out the park. They were just like, this is our era, we're locking this in. Rest in peace to Kevin Conroy, because he locked in a lot of
Man,
a lot of hours.
I will see you in my nightmare. That's the hardest line I've ever heard in the animated series. But what if it's not real? I will see you in my nightmare.
For real.
Damn.
JLU was. I tuned in every weekend on Cartoon Network, and they showed it at night. It was like 8:30 at night. They showed it at night, so you knew you were in a totally different realm. You were just like, oh no, we talking about some stuff. And when they incorporated Batman Beyond, and I'm like, fuck, we are here.
and y'all short-sighted the series because of quote unquote budget cuts. You short-sighted it.
But I can't not mention that one without mentioning Teen Titans.
Yes. OG.
A grown man beefs with a bunch of teenagers but won't go fight people his own size.
Ooh. Deathstroke. I've never seen a bigger beef.
Man, just
yeah. I got older and realized Deathstroke was Slade was his name. So we're asking what his government is and saying it the whole show because they didn't think Deathstroke was marketable to kids. But Robin strapped to a bed having PTSD and saving Raven from Satan. That was totally cool.
Nick said the speech that Superman gives Darkseid in the finale, and I know the speech he's talking about because it's a dope ass speech. Because he's just like Batman's fighting Darkseid.
Yep.
And he throws him off and everything else, and he was just like, "You're just human. Why do you still fight? Why don't you just give up?" And Superman was like, "Because he doesn't know how to give up." And he was like, "But when you come to town, big man," he's like, "All my life I have to be careful. Touching everything is like a cardboard." He said, "But when you come to town, big man," he tapped him off with "But when you come to town, big man, I can cut loose." But he laid into his ass. I'm like, yo, this has no business going this. I was sitting there watching it like in the bed, like,
let's be honest. When your punch breaks the sound barrier and has to catch up, and old boys in the next solar system, damn.
How did he do it? He punched him hard enough, went through several buildings, flew over, met up with him, waited on him, slapped him down. He's just like, I'm not done with you.
You don't hear one word coming out of his mouth. Bitch.
Two of the hardest episodes for me is one when Flash finally has to step up and goes like through the when he runs around the planet to finally knock out Luthor. And the second the second one was when they make an old Yellow reference and then they have to put Grundy down for a second time.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that was justified though. Grundy had to go there. Grundy had to be put.
Why is it anyone's favorite story? That's also my question.
There's also an episode where Flash is telling Batman, he's like, "No, my villains are just as dangerous, if not more than yours." And like the top is at the bar, and he gets called saying like, "Yeah," he's like, but the way he handles it was so smooth. He just comes up to, he don't come up punching him or nothing like that. He was like, "Hey, I see you out today." He was like, "Yeah, did you take your medication?" And he was like, "I know I forgot something." And I'm like, he's like, "Why don't let me walk you back?" I'm like, he handled that shit so smooth without laying a punch, without tearing up property damage or anything. And I'm like,
you're in the outfit again.
Don't give people concussions first, Bruce.
Yeah. Look, say what you want about say what you want to say about Batman, but when Darkseid realized the most dangerous person in the group was Batman, he's like, Wonder Woman and Superman will hesitate. You will not.
Yeah, random Omega Beam. That says enough.
It was then that Darkseid said, "If I ever have to take over the world, I'm coming for your ass because I need you in my camp." And he got him in a movie.
Yeah.
It is great.
He
how
did.
that was everyone's.
That was what Justice League War, Darkseid War.
Yeah, that was Darkseid War. Wait, that was
Apocalypse
Darkseid War.
Justice League Apocalypse.
He was just
that
like
one of the animated movies.
Yeah,
I'm making my way through it now.
Yep. That one, that's when he finally got him. He was just like, of all the things, I need them because he's a tactician. I need that dude.
Remember in what was the Flash?
Lady, when you see it, just be ready. We're gonna talk.
All right.
Tragedy.
What was the one that ended New 52? Dark Apocalypse War?
It might have been
Dark Apocalypse War. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember he kept Batman And it's like he basically kept Batman as like a one-man liaison.
Yeah. He was like,
Everyone
he made
else
all the
gets
plans,
mutilated.
and he's still
Everybody gets mutilated and turned into robots. You clock in at 9, take your desk over there. Here's a new suit.
Not only that, but even then, Batman was still fighting back. He was doing a lot, but it was a part of him still fighting back. And I'm like, this is why we like
little
Batman.
by little behind the scenes, and he was pushing it, yo. And it's like he's doing all types of shit. I love it.
So
I also liked how like
Exactly,
respective to
oh,
everybody's
exactly.
animated universe Justice League was, because like there's one episode of Justice League where apparently Lex has like kryptonite cancer, and they're all plotting. It's like we can't figure out how to beat Batman. It's like Mr. Freeze, Lex Luthor, Gorilla, a bunch of supervillains with power, and then Joker's like, turn out the lights, give me this purse full of rocks, and just stand in that corner. And there's not, and that's all it takes. And I'm like, this is just their whole dynamic, which it's one scene, but give us the finished version of Return of Joker, you cowards.
Oh, please.
Like it's you. I get it. He's gone. Just make it like an opera score. I just need to see that one part animated.
Well, they could always go the 3 Jokers route, though. They can
That story was insane.
They can always go 3 Jokers.
They could, but I just want to see because apparently there was a cut part from Return of the Joker where this crazy bastard dug up his own corpse.
Mm-hmm. That's the beginning of the third. That's the beginning of 3 Jokers. Where the second one actually unburies the first one, and pretty much starts the whole thing all over again.
And then I got the censored TV version originally where he just like falls into the lightning pit instead of getting shot. So discovering that later on was crazy.
So I mentioned Teen Titans, which we were really robbed. And even when they did the Teen Titans Go movie, don't sleep on it. It's actually really good. It's actually really good. But that ending scene, that credit scene where it does the TV scramble and everything else, and you hear it in the background, and it's like, hey, it's us. Can you hear us? We're trying to come back. And I'm like,
that was
the
most vicious
on the way back. Psych.
And Carrie Payton has actually voiced saying that he's ready. Like, and I know Graham Sykes is with him. It's like, can we get this done? Like, I need to get back to that.
Yeah, apparently that whole Young Justice story, the whole Outsiders thing with Tara and Brion, that's where that show Teen Titans was supposed to end.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's like a whole comic where it's like, no, that's actually Tara. She just wants to start over as a regular person, and they kind of just accept it.
Yes.
2 more episodes. That's all we needed.
That was it. And
instead, we're gonna run out into this light and just cut off forever.
And don't get me wrong, Teen Titans Go had to grow on me. I had to, and this is what did it. There was an episode where Tim Drake, Robin, is standing next to the bookcase, and there's an urn that says Robin 2 on it, and there's a crowbar leaning against it. And I said, you know what? Let me sit down for a second and watch this and see what the hell is going on. Because they were
Joker killed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
They murdered Batman's parents in the movie.
Damn.
Like with smiles.
Like they accidentally undo his origin, and you see Robin just push his parents in the alleyway. You see the gunshots go off, and he just comes out like.
It was. I sat there and
explanation. Did we ever get an explanation? Who the hell is Red X?
So it was Robin. It was Robin. It was Robin. It was Robin the whole time. Like he went rogue, like because he kept everything close to the chest. He didn't tell him anything, and
he came back like 2 other times, and it wasn't him. Someone stole his shit.
Yeah, somebody did steal it. I thought you meant the original run, but
there was an imposter, but they never knew the imposter was.
Right.
Tragic.
Unanswered questions, and it's funny that y'all mentioned that because Young Justice.
Underrated.
Rewatch it.
If they don't stop teasing the return of Jason Todd already, like just hurry up.
That show, you talk about progression. That show, my God, was what is it? 4 seasons, 5 seasons? No, 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Or 5th if they get greenlit and this strike ends.
Yeah, and when I say the way they started it off. They started off with Dick Grayson as Robin. They started it off with Dick as Robin. And as it progresses, they progress fairly fast, right? So when they canceled the show, and then when they brought it back, they were like, "Oh no, we're picking up where we left off," and it was beautiful. They did the reach, the light.
Season 2 was what gave me my love for Blue Beetle.
Yeah. Icon and Rocket, Static was in it. Like,
also finding out Dick was gracing everybody.
Wasn't he?
The puns.
He is.
What you say, lady?
The puns.
Oh,
he is Bruce's son for real.
For real.
This man knocked off half the team, and they're all just okay with it.
Yeah, and there was some. When I say dark, there was some dark moment, and that when they let me see that last season, when Superboy dies and Beast Boy goes into a funk, and they deal with that like my dude was an actor. He was, if he wasn't on the Titans, he was, being an actor because he can shapeshift, and he was doing what was the show called?
It was like a fake version of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Granny Goodness was basically his Suge Knight. So.
Yeah, right. And so, but he's like not coming up on the set, dude sleeping all day. My guy was taking pills. Mm-hmm. And you could tell how depressed he was because the green version you used to seeing of him, like is he? Yeah, he's not on there, but the green version you're used to seeing of him, it was all pale.
Yeah,
you knew something was up. Yeah, and he was, and they dealt with that. I'm like, yeah, they really went there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, they dealing with the death. They dealing with this dude dealing with the death. They dealing with this dude taking pills to just sleeping all day, depression.
They covered a lot, and yet still waiting on season 5.
Yeah, Superman trying to explain death to his son and trying not to lose it during.
Man,
Superman finding out that Connor is existing and not wanting to deal with him. Not knowing how to deal with him. He was just like,
Batman calling him the deadbeat dad in season 1 is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. You need to deal with this. And I don't know nothing about this kid. So yeah, it was who was it? Arsenal losing his arm, like Speedy losing his arm, dealing with that. That dude had anger issues. Jesus Christ, you thought Jason Todd was something. Speedy was a motherfucker. Like
PTSD saved everyone in the end.
Oh,
that is true.
Artemis being a spy and then realizing like she don't want to do this anymore and finding out who her sister was, who her parents were. I'm like, yo, this shit is fucked, but it's good.
Yeah, I didn't realize the whole Miss Martian thing with Beast Boy until her brother pointed it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I noticed you're a white Martian, but you went through extra effort to not only save him, but make sure he came out the right color.
Because even that, her going back home and introducing Connor, that whole thing to her family, I'm like, y'all really are, that last season, they amped it up. And I'm like, you don't get a lot of that in cartoon. And it helps because now you're talking inclusion, right? And people did the different lives that they led and everything else. So like y'all covered a lot of ground. I'm like, yeah, this show was not going to be on Cartoon Network. I'm glad it got canceled off of Cartoon Network after season 2. I'm glad because I was like, y'all were going to somewhere these kids may not be able to follow just yet. like you got a different age dynamic you're dealing with. You got to move this thing over to Maxx. Like we bring it back, we got to move it over here because I'm not showing a kid Harley Quinn.
That part.
If you're responsible.
If you're a responsible adult.
I'm not responsible.
I'm liberty.
I mean, I'm an adult by age, but
look, watching the first season of Harley Quinn and seeing stuff happen, and I'm just sitting there like,
I like how the whole first season is them basically trying to convince Harley, like, that man don't like you. Move on.
That
even Batman, people never change.
So with all that being said, we always see, before we get out of here, we always see that these cartoons have elevated and evolved in such a manner that it's not just meant for one age range. You know what I mean? You have Nick Jr., you have Bluey and Blue's Clues and all those cartoons and all those cartoons. But then you still have the cartoons like Young Justice, Teen Titans, Justice League Unlimited, the entire DC animated catalog. You're allowed to touch these things. You're never too old. That's for damn sure. We all here watch some form of anime, something like.
I couldn't help but notice you said Bluey and Obi's hand went up.
Oh yeah, because it's Bluey at his house.
Really, Laney?
It is Bluey in Sesame Street, and yes, I thank you. Bluey's nowhere near on television right now, but thank you.
I need a scientific study on the hold it has on kids, because it's the only thing my nephew will tuck himself in for.
The hold it has on me. Bluey is that proof.
I thought Abbott Elementary made it up. I thought it was something from Quinta.
No.
Then I found out.
Look, I have a perfect test subject. 5 months old. Put Bluey in front of the television, and he freezes. And he just watches.
7, same.
He literally freezes. I could put him in his walker in front of the television, and he doesn't move.
Their intro is also cute too.
That's a hard yes.
Yes, that is extremely hard. Yes, Gumball. Yes.
I like how
Gumball, Adventure Time, and now Fiona and Cake.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Donald Glover singing as one of the characters, and I'm just like, can I get that full song? Please.
Oh yeah, Marshall Lee.
I'm like, I need that whole song right now.
Yeah, he was hanging out for a minute in the studio because technically him and Tyler the Creator did a song on Regular Show.
I believe it. I believe it.
There's a whole rap battle episode where they're kind of like just they're battle rapping Mordecai and Rigby, and I'm like, I didn't realize this was Tyler and Childish Gambino back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a campfire.
Speaking of which, Teen Titan Go rap battle. That sounds pretty good. That battle rap they had. Yeah.
They've got TV shows,
kind of catchy.
Toys,
there were some intros that kind of snuck in under the radar. They're like OK KO. I didn't really particularly watch that cartoon, but I heard the song and I was like, oh, that's fire. I dig this. It had like a 70s sound to it, but it wasn't overbearing. And I heard it for the first time. I said, okay, I could devote another 30 seconds on the loop on this.
We're definitely gonna have to revisit it and talk about some of the dope intros a lot of these cartoons had. Like we mentioned, the pup named Scooby Doo. I still need to find out who the church choir is for that one, because that was fucking bananas.
They've all moved on in their lives. Leave it be.
Look, it's like some Baptist church
time
choir.
In their past, they don't wish to remember.
That was Kirk Franklin before he got famous.
Before he started ripping off his shirt and doing backflips and shit. So we heading out of here. We'll start with the Griotto horror. Tell everybody where you can find it.
Surprise!
Yes, is not slick.
I sent
like, come out. That's the shift in the balance.
All right, y'all. Then what's up? I am Lainey. I'm one half of Geek by Heart. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart on YouTube. Check us out there. We talk about horror. We talk about trailers. I am actually looking forward to Thanksgiving coming out and Thanksgiving. And we just watched The Nun and we talked about that too. And I'm going to be writing up about that too very shortly. So catch all of that on YouTube for Geek by Heart and the write-up at blurredeyeview.org. You can see us at Instagram, and we are on Twitter, X, whatever. But we are on TikTok and tune in on Saturdays because my husband Jay is playing God of War 2018. He has played all 3 of them before, and now he's going to play God of War now, and then he's going to go to Rock. So tune in for that. And I'm gonna probably start a new series soon about the Changeling on Apple. I'm trying to check that out.
Check that out. Yo, don't sleep on those. Don't. We're not promoting networks, but I said that particular channel.
The Changeling looks like it's kind of giving me what's that thing at HBO that came out with Jonathan Majors? That only had one
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, it's giving me a little bit of that.
Okay.
You understand? So there's only 3 episodes. I think it comes out every week. There's 3 episodes so far. I just finished the first one, but like I said, it's giving me a little bit of that.
Okay. Before I put it up, Lady Mandalore, yes, The Night Begins to Shine. That show, that song ain't got no business going hard like that on Teen Titans Go. I'm like, if y'all gonna do anything, y'all gonna get some good music,
right?
Even Beast Boy got a rap. I'm like, oh, y'all playing games over here. So tell them where they can find you, Lady Mandalore.
You can always find me on Instagram at Roomful of Blurs, as usual. You can also find me on Sundays at now 7 p.m. As I go live on YouTube and Twitch with my podcast called Roomful of Blurs. I have some lovely guests lined up for the next couple of weeks, actually. You should check it out. You can also find me on that thing called TikTok as Child of Mandalore, where I do a little bit of voice acting and like random commentary on stuff too. And Child of Mandalore is also another podcast I have, which you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything, where I talk about the history of Mandalore. And as always, everybody, make sure that you F the algorithm.
F the algorithm. Please and thank you.
You're welcome.
Safari, talk to him.
I mean, in addition to F the algorithm, somebody has my whole clip running around without a single hashtag, and it went more viral than me. Anyhow, yeah, you can find me on all platforms or all socials underneath this name here. I finally got it all mixed and mastered. So if there's an app for it, then I'm probably there underneath that. I am the boots on the ground boy, bridge builder, and keyboard crip of the comment section for this podcast. So I'm usually out on the streets on the ground. I do a lot of the post-production, so a lot of the clips that'll be there for after this, the new intros we have, the commercials. I'm usually not up here because I'm doing other things behind here, basically.
You heard the man, you seen the man, and he's going back into the shadows.
Wait, oh yeah, wait.
The fade to black.
Tomorrow we have the I was at Dragon Con and we got to speak with Phil Lamar. So come back tomorrow because that is finally coming out.
Yes, Blur's Eye View YouTube channel, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Phil Lamar interview.
Exclusive.
Hold on.
What's that name drop? Super.
Yeah, he has no. So yeah, Dragon Con, real chill individual, a lot of fun. So
for those that didn't catch it, yes, we do got it.
Real chill.
I drop my
walk away.
Put me back over there.
Motel. Oh my gosh, really? We doing this?
Why not?
All day, baby.
That's fair.
It could be worse to be Fat Man Scoop.
Brooklyn Clan.
Let's go, baby. Dead parents.
Damn.
All I need now is ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blurs of all ages, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Once again, it's your frosted bearded blurred corn here, part of the Blur's Eye View gang. Okay, doing big things. If you want to find out what shenanigans I'm up to, you can find me on Instagram and on X under Navy Montel, right down here below, right there. You can find me on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube under Rogue Catnip. I'm one half of the Blurred Corn Speaks podcast. We just put out our latest episode where we talk about a little bit of everything, including Ahsoka. So go and check that out if you want something to listen to kind of laugh at, because it's what we do. And just come and hang out with us. It's always something going on with us. So I'm just honored to be a part of this illustrious group of creators and innovators. And yeah.
To answer nonfiction, yes, he says something is so wrong with all y'all. Yeah.
This is true. This is true. And I'm older than all of them.
Here's the thing: we never denied it.
We're all a little mad down here.
It took you.
We
it took you 2
we
hours.
embrace our chalices of crazy. We embrace the chalices of crazy. Yes.
Wait a minute, I got something very similar. That you got that from BlurCon, didn't you?
Nope, did not. Got this from my good folks at Blur Creations. Go check them out.
Okay.
This is so dope.
Cinematic Assassin, tell them about yourself.
Mbaku.
Yes. Right. Cinematic Assassin. Don't matter what sites you're on, you're gonna find me at Mayhem Media. That's MAYEHEM Media. I talk movies, I talk TV, I talk comics, I talk pure foolishness, as you might be able to tell in the comment section. I am the frugal Funko finder. I'm heavy in the collectibles gang, and I'm very proud to say I paid full price for absolutely nothing you see behind me. That's not what we do out here. Outside is expensive. That's why I stay inside with my friends. I'll be right here. Yeah. Other than that, as I always will forever continue to stress, mental health is important. So please take your meds and take that PTO, and whatever else you do in this life, lean into learning, lean into laughter, lean into love, and we will make this world a better place.
Right on. Spartan, talk to the people.
Yes, it is I with baby in hands. Spark Black Spark 447.
We're gonna be in the building.
Gotta do this. This is what we look with. This is what we're waiting for.
I'm laughing because I thought that would wake him up, but he's still asleep. This kid is sleeping.
When did he go to bed? He was up like 30 seconds ago. What happened?
It's Chris's voice. I'm telling you, Chris got a voice that can make a child be calm.
You should run a social experiment,
or shake the heavens.
I do. I will play Chris's. I'll play Bird's Eye View episodes around Obi to see if he falls asleep. He actually does fall asleep. Like Chris is talking and he just goes soothing.
Oh.
So I'm using Chris as a lullaby. But anyway, you can find me on most every place at social media. I usually do reviews on everything that I read, that I play, that I even do gym stuff because I believe doing a couple push-ups. I do have a couple podcasts of my own. Of course, my news political podcast, How the Breaker Got Here, every Wednesday and Saturday. My video game podcast, Get Bit, every Friday. Both can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And pretty much wherever podcasts can be seen or heard is where you can usually find those shows and myself. I am one of the many heads of the birdseyeView.org website for writing. In my case, it'd be wrestling. Why? Because wrestling is real and people are fake. Because everybody is so excited about Nia Jax coming back and CM Punk being fired. Yay.
I'm only happy about half of that.
I'm just amazed. But then again, WWE's under new management now. So yay, Saudi people. Anyway,
wow.
With that also being said, guys, I usually say, look, if you know somebody that's doing something different, whether it's a con, whether it's a new business, word of mouth is still free. Share them, let people know about them. Support them the same way you would support Beyonce if she knew you existed. At the same time, guys, we're still in the middle of con season. I have 3 simple rules for going to cons. Number 1, and first and foremost, respect all cosplayers. You don't want to make a guy like me happy to run into a guy like you who has no problem ogling women, who has no problem throwing guys in the back of a moving truck. I've had practice. Second of all, again, wash your ass, soap and deodorant, and you can use cologne, but not so much. All those things are still less than $3 at your local thrifty, Dollar General, Piggly Wiggly, whatever hole in the market you got. Nobody just wants to be around a person that
Piggly Wiggly.
I mean, one of the Piggly Wigglies in the South. In the South, we have Piggly Wiggly. I don't know what you guys have up in the North, but in the South, that's our go-to. But again, going to these cons, please, hygiene is so important. Nobody wants to go around smelling garbage can, drug juice, and just stuff. You don't want to go around smelling like retired ass. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm retired. Don't do that. I'm retired.
That's a retired ass. I'm like, like hoes.
I'm a retired ass. Don't do that. Okay.
Well, you're more to be retired with honors, sir. I'm talking about the one that just smells like they just been. You know what? Anyway, That being said, the third rule, guys, I usually have is the same rule I apply to myself. I'm a very social person, but simply put, don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
And y'all thought me and crunchy panties was a problem. He's talking about a retired ass.
Still
like
is.
everything.
No, that's no.
Retired ass.
Can we keep that the episode title, please? I don't.
Retired ass. Why does it sound like an IG model that put her that? You know what? Let me shut up. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh God.
Retired and next episode, retired and crunchy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, everybody, it is your man on the wall, Chris Fury. Thank you for tuning in to all the people out there. If you're a first-time listener, first-time watcher, go show your love on the YouTube channel, Blurred's Eye View. You can also follow us on IG, and you will find the link tree in the bio that will lead you to all the places that you can find us. But we'd love to see you on YouTube. We love to see the comments. We love to see the subs and the notifications bell, where you get to see only exclusive interviews on the YouTube channel. So hit that notification bell while you're at it. Also, I gotta say it again. If y'all didn't know, we are now the Press Corps team and affiliates, and soon to be much more over at Blurred Station for KDS Entertainment. So we're gonna be ending this one just a little differently. So with that being said, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Catch us Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, preferably YouTube. But come show your love. Hit that subscribe button once again. Hit that notification bell. Come have some fun with us. You know how we do. Until then, we are out of here. Say goodbye, guys.
Thank you,
Kyle.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Hey, you guys.
See you later.
Thank you.